Well, hello. Welcome back. Much more good. My name is Andre. How's everyone doing? We're a bit early today, huh? Aren't we? It is like 8:15. Short story long. I have to wake up early tomorrow, so we're gonna start a bit earlier today and then end a bit earlier. That's largely it. Nothing too important, I guess. It is Thursday, the 20th. The 20th of February. Hopefully everyone's having a good evening. Maybe it's a morning. Jason, what's up? Hey, greetings from London. Yo, what up? Welcome. You see, if I stream about 45 minutes earlier, actually only half an hour earlier, it's so much easier for Europe. Is London Europe anymore? Steven, what's up? How's it going? How you doing? We're going to play some Netrunner today. No big surprise there. We have a deck list of the week, which is the Gagarin. And it looks mean. And it is Gagarin asset spam with 19 assets, which is actually a bit low. It's a bit low. We do have a fair bit of operations, and it's kind of mixed up. And you see this here, 3 purple dots next to Jeeves. I didn't even know how much influence Jeeves was, because like majority of times, if Jeeves is in your deck, you're not spending influence on Jeeves because you're doing that alliance thing. But this is the first time I've seen it not happen. And I've also don't think I've seen Maryland in a Gagarin decks. I thought they just ran other stuff. Wild. Anyways, yo, Chris, what's up? Just listening while playing chess with my son. Yo, knight to e5. Now you're looking down at the board and realizing he was right the whole time. Hopefully your chess is going well. Britain isn't, but I sure do wish London is still European. Technically it is, right? Just like on the atlas. I think. Jessica, what's up? I was supposed to be in bed before the stream started, so I'm not tempted to stay up late and watch. Just brush my teeth, stayed early. It's all over. I'm so sorry. We should be more considerate about this sort of schedules, but we're really not. Hopefully you're doing okay. Keep up that dental hygiene. That stuff's really good. I was talking about this at work today. I think it's just, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong, I think this might just be an accident based off the color balance of my camera. It looks like I have perfectly white teeth when I stream here, and that's been fabricated. But I'm really glad it does. That's pretty cool. So this is a cool deck list. What I've been seeing, and I'm really scared of this, and this is a card that came back in the system core, or in the, this actually was printed in Uprising, is False Lead, which is a heck of a card. It's a really scary card, and I'm seeing more and more people play this in the sort of acid-heavy tag-based decks, things like Controlling the Message, and now we have Gagarin Deep Space. And it's really scary because you can sneak this thing out. If you had team sponsorship, all that stuff would fire too, which is pretty good. This deck doesn't, which is wild. That's a pretty good way to get Jeeves fires, or to get Jeeves cards. And then with this scored, it's like really hard to deal with a hard-hitting news. Even if you're a deck that has misdirection, you basically need to do it. Like you have to be able to do it clicklessly because you need the 2 clicks right away. Otherwise, they'll take your clicks away. I think it's also even a bit spicier in Controlling the Message because then it really does measure when you can and can't take tags on with cards like Data Raven or just trashing something like hitting a Mumbed Virtual Tour and you're not expecting it. You could be on your second click and then suddenly have a tag and Falsely takes it all away. That seems absolutely terrifying. And this is it in a Gagarin deck. This is like a wild agenda sweep for Gagarin. Like hostile takeovers to me sound like kind of nonsense in Gagarin on the basis it's not like we have team sponsorship that we're firing to get value, but giving bad publicity is really rough because it takes away your Gagarin ability. So I don't get this card specifically. It doesn't combine with anything in our deck at all. Like we also don't have Corporate Town. I don't know why we have this card. I guess it's just a way to win. We can always Lady Liberty this thing, I guess. Falsely, the HHN and Gagarin is horrendous. I believe it. I really do. Yep, commit until 4 a.m. now. I have an atrocious week. Metro guys just want to eat. Hey, hopefully you're doing all right there with the week. Yo, I gotta wake up really early tomorrow. I actually fell asleep right before this stream. Right here, I woke up. I got home from work. I ate dinner. And then I woke up an hour later in this chair, which happens, and it's really unfortunate. Defcon, what's up? I feel lied to now. Oh, no. Sorry. How you doing? Hey, double Virginia. Nice pessimistic headline. Oh, yeah, that'll happen. That's accurate. That's not pessimistic. Coste. How's it going, Peter? Welcome. An early no one home is the only way I found to beat this deck, so you can safely trash econ. That's actually a really cool point. No one home is really good against that false lead into hard hitting news. And this deck is a bit different, but false lead actually works pretty well with 3-point agendas. Because sometimes runners need multiple clicks to set up on a remote. And false lead, I think you can play in most any deck. Like just using false lead as like if you do false lead behind a tour guide and a border control, like it can be hard for them. Maybe they need 2 clicks to set up, and you can always forfeit the false lead to get this SSL scored, which is kind of a big deal. That might be better for a deck with more 3-pointers. Even maybe getting an Atlas with counters on it is pretty scary. I could see that for sure. That's largely it. Some of this is interesting. Notice that there's only 2 of tour guides in this deck, and this deck might be a bit faster on the basis that it actually is trying to score in a couple of the games, but tour guide got a heck of a lot worse. I've been playing against a lot of Adore recently, which is an Anarch killer that breaks all subroutines for like 0 credits. Sometimes? Yeah, I think it's, ooh, wow, I've never done that, for 0 credits, which is kind of a big deal. Hi, day off tomorrow, might as well watch live, been a while. Yo, Tanuki, what up? Hey, congrats on the day off. Glad you can make it. Hey, early tonight, what are we playing? Tonight we're playing some Gagarin for the deck list of the week. Might try and get 1 or 2 games into that. After that, we're going to be building some super servers. I'm not actually sure how to materialize that, but we have some pretty strong ideas. I'm both really happy and really scared that False Lead is actually like a very playable card. And it's one of those cards that just kind of always existed. And it did exist in the meta when Hard Hitting News existed before, didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did. Right? It did. Am I wrong? And nobody played it. And now people are realizing, wait, this is disgusting. And they're correct. Next time I watch your stream, I'll be no longer getting married on Sunday. Yo, congrats, Steven! What are you doing? That's awesome. What do you got planned for the weekend? You doing like a big ceremony thing? You doing the elope? You doing the court thing? There's a card coming out of System Gateway dedicated to my wife. Can't spoil too much. No, fuck off. Oh, is it gonna be obvious or is it like a deep cut? That's so cool. Suitsa says for sure it was revised core. Yeah, right? I logged onto JNet today and there's only 3 games. I think they reset the servers recently, so hopefully this works out for us. Always love False Lead for giving me a meteor mining kill. One of my favorite wins. What? You false leaded them when they had 2 tags? Ceremony in Northern California. CA doesn't mean Canada always. At a 19th century mansion. Oh, that sounds quite nice. You inviting a lot of people? It's like the big wedding thing, right? I imagine if there's a 19th century mansion, it's, yo, what up? Yo, what up, Dan? Here, let me just mute the audio. I don't know if this comes through. Are we gonna Gagarin on Dan? If you don't know for some reason, Code Marvelous makes Netrunner content. You can find it on YouTube and Twitch. Ooh, Sunny has the link. Link is good. Not they actually do have a pretty strong economy after their setup with a lot of drip stuff, so trashing assets can be difficult. There's a lot of agendas in the deck, 11, so this hand might actually not be terrible. Tour Guide will have almost no subroutines. We can do better than this. Thanks, man, you too. There are some UI changes. Interested in what you think? Okay. Had no idea. Let's find that out. Ooh, Lady Liberty. All right. Opening hand, we have a Rashida. We might want to ice it up. Icing it up with Afshar. This is probably better on HQ than anything, especially when we have to protect this. I don't know if they'll trash this that early. Getting this off would be monumental. We could ice it up. This Lady Liberty actually is not worth rezzing, so I think we're actually just going to ice server 1 up. I don't know. Icing up one of these is probably okay. Cocottes, I hope she plays Enterainen so he notices it. Oh, hey, Andre. What? How's it going, Clouds? Just the art is dedicated to her. Nisei's full control of the mechanics and all that. About 65 people. Oh, super cool. Hey, we're talking about that economy that they'll be able to keep up with us. 2 credits a turn is good. Like, that's a scrubber, basically. Imagine this is a scrubber that they paid 6 credits for. I guess they preferred. Okay, that UI looked a bit different. So again, hard hitting news is pretty difficult, but we are set up pretty well. We can start spamming. We want to get this in the remote, this not on the remote. That will leave us with 5 cards in hand. I think we actually can just click for a credit. White Hat's also pretty strong against us. I IAA'd the meteor mining early. They didn't run. Scored a false lead. Hard hitting near, then forfeited. My friend played embezzle to kill HBT. They saw 2 agendas. Oh, okay, no, that's kind of beautiful. I've been seeing decks with Gachapon and Sunny. I think they're pretty strong, pretty solid. This is a really cool card that filters through your deck, and they're playing a lot of virtuals. Ooh, hostile off the top. Window for jacking up between ice is a bit smoother. Oh shit, yeah. Their money is good. Just kidding. So resing this, we're not gonna res the Lady Liberty. Scoring a false lead would be pretty cool, but they know the top deck card of our deck, so it's very unlikely. Now here we can put them at 2 credits and hard hitting news them. They have to clear some of the tags, but like, oh no, ooh, what are we doing? I forgot to hit that. Cool, they're gachaponing. Wu against code, 2 titans clashing on the battleground of Netrunner. So Dan is going to do the gachapon first before we end our turn. I meant not to click for credit. Now they're going to install something. Okay, so we have to just boost by 1. And they could find something that helps clear tags. I really don't think they have cards in this deck that would help them clear tags that they can install with gachapon. I don't think there are any. I've been watching Code since the YouTube channel was called A&R Black Hats. Wait, was Code Marvis on A&R Black Hats? Okay, that helps. So they have 5 credits, so they can clear a bunch of the tags. At least they won't be interacting with our board. Maddie, whoa, I didn't get a live notification. Hey, how's it going? You really didn't? I don't know if I did. I think I did. All right. Well, 3 credits a turn is good money. At least we slowed them down. We can res this for quote-unquote free. Hopefully we get something we can jam. That UI looked a bit different. I think we can draw install credit. This is mediocre. We're gonna struggle to get a Lady Liberty up. We really want one of our bankers groups, but like this is the kind of economy it's hard to deal with, especially if they don't run. So I think we actually have to res this. Just so we have a win condition. The order here doesn't matter. I don't think we want a second Atlas. The boom isn't very good, but at least it's a win condition. Okay, that's actually pretty okay. Put this on R&D. I don't know what they have for multi-axis to win the game. They might just be on Turning Wheel, but they could be on maybe some combination of same cost cards and Hushik. The card harding news thing is implemented. Alright, so we're forced to res here. At least we get a credit back, and then they can run HQ, and they generally want to disrupt HQ because we have an Atlas in there. So we're going to fire Unbroken Subs, so we get 1 credit back. Not a lot of money. And now they can run HQ a couple times, so obviously we're just like, what, 2 credits short of resing this? And they have a 1 in 5 of hitting this. Fucking hell. Shit. It's kind of the problem with resing this. It really pulls the aggression on you. And they can also trash the boom. Maybe getting the second Atlas is alright. We can see 2 cards of the Daily Business Show. We're also going to shuffle with Maryland before we draw with the Daily Business Show, so we can put that Atlas back into rotation. We can't. This card is going to be useless now if we don't have an agenda to score with it. We'll do the Maryland first. It doesn't actually matter. All right, we got nothing. We wanted one of these early for sure. I guess we're just going to try and bury them with tags once again. And maybe get an SSL. I don't know. Having multiple DBSs might have been better than the Jeeves. I don't think we're using the Jeeves in any meaningful way. Oh, fuck. Stop doing that, Andre. What are you doing? Oh, another day. Oh, that's been removed from the game. Wait, I don't know why I keep... Fuck. Shit. I don't think we have the money for this. So how do we get out of this? If we do this, there'll be a 1 credit, and they do a 3, and then they have 3 plus 1. So I think we actually can't install the Mumba Temple. Jonathan, what's up? You should see the horrible deck I built. What's so bad about that? Harding use them again? I think now we have to. I just did my math wrong. I don't think we can install the Mumba Temple. This is clumsy. Alright, so what do? We install the card in server 5. Let's just not do that. So we turned a card with 1 credit. We got 2 from Maryland, so we're at 3 and 3 clicks. That's fine. So we can start with this for sure. They're on 1 credit. We don't have to boost anymore because now they're on 3 link. So we actually can do this if I'm not mistaken. We can install this. We can't res it, so we might as well just click for a credit instead. I don't think, yeah, we can't res it. This is really clumsy. It was, ask him. I had no idea. What's that channel up to now? I know they were doing content for other games like L5R and Arkham and stuff. So they're trying to flesh out the Lady Liberty, which is okay. Like, the high profile target's a bit better. If the boom somehow survives, this could be a surprise. Well, it's not going to. But at least this will make it harder for them to trash tags. And like, this gives them a credit and a card. Like, just having slightly more money would have been good. I think they might white hat us here. Because we need 2 of these to kill them and we don't have it. It's a throwback to my Scorp decks. It's mass traps. All right, wait, we just win? Why didn't they clear the tags? Huh? Why didn't they clear the tags? I gotta wait for an action in case Street Peddler pulls out, like, I don't know, Urogniv Mercs? There's not really anything. I guess they hit the boom and then they felt okay. Maybe that was a cool reason to keep a boom in hand, is that they hit it and they're like, oh, there's no more meat damage punishment. Strange. Our economy really struggled. We got 1 Marin off, and then we got in theory, we got up, what's it called? The Mamba eventually. They trashed 1 Mamba. I didn't realize that. But we did have the economic warfare into the hard-hitting news twice over, which is pretty good. And actually, the link didn't matter too much. We only ended up spending 1 more money on the trace. But like, if they just sit back and do nothing, they're in a pretty good spot. Like, this will score a 3-pointer, and then they don't have to deal with it. And the thing is, like, if this scores the 3-pointer in this deck, it doesn't score it. It adds it to the scoring area, so you don't even get the 9 cards from SSL. It's super bizarre. Let's try another one. Oops. It's a throwback, Scorp decks, a kill with Overrider over Advance. I had it as a government takeover. How do you hide it? I got triple Econ Warfare once with the Jeeves on a table. Oh, that sounds amazing. How the heck do they keep all that stuff in their hand? Triple Econ. No playing around that. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. False Lead is also a really good card when it comes to that Lady Liberty, just because it doesn't have an on-score ability. It's just something you can use from your score area. It's the same with like AR Enhanced Security, which makes it very scary in a CTM deck. If you don't res that, they just score basically a 3-1. And it's not that much more expensive. Like, install Advance is actually arguably more expensive than resing a Lady Liberty, just because it costs not only your whole turn. Oh, I guess it costs your whole turn anyways. But then they have to go trash it, which is hard. Almost got turn 1 kill, 2 snares on top of R&D. Yikes. I think I've said this many times before, but the turn 1 kill I got when I was new to the game, I was playing against Eric in my meta, who was like a very scary player, who was constantly C-source scorching me in like CI and stuff. And they were playing Silhouette, and he ran HQ, and with Silhouette exposed the Psychic Field and lost the Psy game, and then accessed like a Heal Hands Ecology and died. And it was like click 1, and I felt so good. All right. Shaper has tricks, probably access to misdirection. Double boom in our hand and high profile target don't matter too much. The commercial bankers group is good, but I'd rather start with 2 assets that matter. A commercial bankers group and a Maryland, a commercial banker group and a daily business show, commercial bankers group, and that one's pretty good. And what's it called? A temple would be good. Yeah, this is okay. Actually, this is pretty good. These 2 are pretty relevant. We can res both of them and score a false lead, and from then we're kind of off to the races. We also do have a Drudge Work, which is a cool panic card. Here, I think we can just do install credit. A lot of times Shapers want to set up in the early game. I'm not worried about HQ pressure. And this is what? 5-6 credit play. Yeah, so I guess we'll do both of those. We could install this, but I don't think we're going to use it. We want the agendas in hand. I just started backing Nisei Patreon. Yo, they're doing really well. Their Patreon's good. I'm so glad that they are getting that sort of support. Yeah, there you go, Proco. That's a really slow card with a technical writer. So this might be a pirate-esque build. This card is just good in general. But again, a lot of times they do want to set up. So this is really good for us because we can get that false lead out. So we can kind of show what the deck does. So we're spending 2-3 clicks, add a false lead to our score area. We got to keep our mouse over here just because we can click in and pop it for sure. Why your teeth are so white today? New toothpaste. Thanks, good gods. All right, do we pirate now? It's gonna be tricky. And I don't know what the breaker is here. It would be amazing if we just ripped an Atlas off the top of the deck into a 3-point agenda. We actually might want to draw maybe once or twice. Rizeki Ika, that's a sentry breaker. It actually deals with tour guide relatively well. 1 for 2 is better than most cards. Damn it, we didn't get it. So this we actually have to score naked if anything, and I think we can afford to do that. So a lot of times we would want to consider over-installing this so we can get it back into our deck and maybe recur it or preemptive. But on its own, the fact that it's up in res does make the tour guide slightly better. So whatever. Akamatsu coming down. Not a very tempo forward card, but kind of shows that their deck wants to install a lot of nonsense. This, mind you, has a lot of money on it, but it's another click to use it, which is kind of a big deal. None of these we really need to res. We didn't get the SSL. I'm just going to score another false lead. We can now trade 2 points for 3 points. Right? Like we can just put an SSL on the table and trade both of these so they skip their whole turn. Which is, you can even do that sometimes if they end their turn with tags and you don't have tag punishment. You can be just like draw. Okay, false lead, draw. And try and kill them that way. But their economy at least is okay. I love using Death and Taxes against Shaper. When that card came out, a fair bit of people were playing Geist and like Pirate Haley, and it was an absurd amount of money. SMC can mean Clot. I don't think we actually have any legitimate fast advance besides scoring Hostile out of hand. And again, I don't understand Hostile in a Gagarin deck. At least we don't even have a Liz Mills to get rid of the bad pub. I thought Corp only had an action window after the runner first click. No, I think you do before. I think there's a paid ability window at top of turn, just like they do, so they could pop things during the top of turn window. At least that's what I believe. All right, we're not doing much besides getting good money. I think we can ice up our centrals. It doesn't really look like they're building a really strong Hushik. Putting us on HQ, like we really don't need to. Like we're not really protecting HQ from anything. And I'll put the border control on R&D if anything, just so we could pop it to stop a Hushik if necessary. Can you use false lead, 2 false leads in 1 window so you're hard hitting use them and kill them afterwards? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you almost definitely can. That seems way better than anything else we were thinking of. Like right now, the thing is like, how do we hard hitting news them? Like we're not doing anything and they have 22 credits. Let alone we don't have hard hitting news. I don't care if they steal it, I don't think. If you ice it, they might run it. This way they won't, but like, fuck me, they have a lot of money. And this actually might be a pawn shop deck. Ooh, falsified. Guessing assets. Going to see the false lead in server 5. That's a spicy include, but this is just a good Netrunner card. So now they really have to run. Now that they run, I think, I don't know, if I was them, I might consider trashing the commercial bankers group. They have to pay 1 for this. It's not like it's fully uniced. And we got to start playing around these, which I don't know how to. Against Ika, we could in theory like double ice with tour guide. It makes it a bit clumsy. I don't know. We'll have more money eventually with the bankers, so we need 1 hard hitting news. It's going to be difficult. Like, they're sitting on a lot of money. Why do they have all those? That's good. Now if they go out of the way to trash things that they want to trash, you're right, I don't know why they didn't trash this. They already ran. This is 3 credits to trash and gives us 3 credits. I think they might just think they can keep on top of our economy, which honestly could be true. Hey, another falsified. So we're going to res it immediately. I just don't know what asset in server 7 is a daily business show. I'm not going to pre-res it. You could pre-res it to play around falsified, but I'm not going to. If they want to go ahead and just get another 4 credits off of the daily business show, go ahead. Okay, now they're doing it. Makes sense. That's the problem, is if you don't have more money than them, it's hard for us to like stop them from interacting with us. Look at this lady go. 7 counters. All right, here we go. Gonna res the temple. Use the counters to res the daily business show. So just so this refills at the top of our turn, unless we want it. Add 1 card to the bottom of R&D. Honestly, the Rashida just is gonna draw us into agendas. That's probably actually okay. So we'll put this in server 6. We want to make them interact with us. We'll put this in server 6 and maybe just take a credit. I don't know what we have to do there. We just need to make sure we have more money. So we want to force them to interact with us, to start spending their money. Because they're largely, we haven't been forcing them to do anything. Do you want to install Over Lady to preemptive it? I think we do. Right now it's kind of cute just because it's our third resed card, so that the tour guides get a bit stronger. But yeah, once we get, if the tour guides are good enough or the Ika gets taxed in a meaningful way, we would want to put this back into our deck. I think you're right. Have a great stream. Catch you in the VOD. Hey Giles, thanks for dropping by. Res After, this is actually really good because this, ooh, that's nice too. That's good. That this like is hard for them to deal with, and the axis here is actually obviously pretty shit. Nathan, you can false lead after they click to remove a tag. There's a window for the corp to use abilities. Yeah, how's it going, Nathan? I think that we can use it just at the top of their turn before they do anything. This, mind you, is also the 6th piece of influence. They have the SMC for a Brahmin. Ooh. So I guess technical writer, they can put something on top of their deck. It might be an Ika. They still have to spend 3 credits, 2 to lose here, 1 to break their end run, fire unbroken subs, so they lose 2. So now our money is somewhat equalizing. This is a really cool card. They have to put a piece of ice on top of their deck, or sorry, a program. So they put the Ika on top. And here they're going to see some cards. Preemptive. Preemptive. High profile target. Okay, nothing gleaned really there. We're Wayland. You know what we're up to. They're at 16 credits. If they proco, we know they're going to draw an Eco, which they might want to install. They've already used their double install this turn. And they're more than halfway through their deck. I guess they are halfway through their deck. Just about exactly. Technical Raider takes 7. Hey, that's the respect. At least that's some of their econ down. I imagine they have 2 more of those in their deck. They just threw out 1. Imagine they have 1 more. Hey, Rashida. They didn't run the remote, which is wild. 1 card to the bottom. Okay, so we have the hard-hitting news. I think we just want to kind of spam here. This gets us into economic warfare, which is okay. This is really good for a remote, if we push an agenda into it. So whatever, we'll put this on server 6. Is this for what? Only resing, right? Yeah. Honestly, this we could have installed over there. I kind of like that better. Wait, I can hear myself. That's bad. Why can I hear myself? Why did that start playing? That's so wild. I don't know if you could hear that. So we're going to install this into server 1 just so we can get this back into the trash, because I feel like this is a fine last click. Just so we get 3 cards back into our deck that are all pretty meaningful. I know it makes the tour guides worse, but we can make it have 3 subs. What are we playing this fine Thursday? Yo, what's up, Kinchin? We're playing the deck list of the week, and after that, we're going to try and build some super servers. As many upgrades, really, as we can get. I have that sometimes? Yeah, what's with that? Brahmin is amazing. Too bad its stock has gone down with Plongi, Talid, Chameleon, etc. Ooh, this is going to be really good for them. 21 credits. We can take some money here. We really want to jam an agenda if we can. I already took the money. Is Jeeves better than Marilyn? I think not. I think we just want to get that money lead. Let's draw for an agenda. No, we didn't find it, but hey, we got stuff to jam. And unfortunately, we are an acid spam deck. We're going to have to zoom out a bit. And I still don't know what they're building as their multi-axis. They could be on Stargate, which honestly would be a bit frightening. Yeah, we need some money. Lit. Yeah, we need a fair bit of money, and we're going to sneak up on them. Mind you, these get a lot better when we use Mamba Temple. There's even a chance that we don't res one of them, just so we can sneak out 2 more credits worth of value with the Mamba Temple. And their deck has a limited economy, and they're going through it pretty quickly. Like, I don't think they have a Caddy Jones or something that's infinite. And they have 5 clicks a turn, too, which is pretty terrifying. I think we have one more board to control. Getting that on R&D might be good. We both got both our tour guides on here. I think we actually might just rest one of them to eke out as much money as we can. It also might encourage them to run a Maryland if they spend like the money just to run it. So if I do this, yeah, that's so cool. I don't have to like pre-do it the way that I normally do. Okay, tech startup. I don't think actually there's any spice we want tech startup. Oh, why did I do that? Nice. I don't think there's anything we want. Actually, Lady Liberty is fine. We could go for a Lady Liberty. We'll draw once. If they steal this, I don't feel that bad. But it's something we can always score. I just don't want the mad publicity. This is also something we can do advance score to be like a surprise burst of 7 credits. Looks like the Aesop's Pawn Shop deck I was playing a few days ago. If that's the case, a multi-axis R&D interface. I think we would have seen it by now. Tech startup, that's the final one in server 6. So they're seeing that this is a tech startup. Or sorry, the falsified credential showed it. So they don't know what this is. Yo, what's up, Syncopate? Thursday hype for sure. Proco, still 2 clicks left. 31 credits to 22. Next turn, if they don't interact with us, we're going to get 5 more. I don't even know if they're on an Aesop's deck. They're way too far. Hunting Grounds. That doesn't do anything in this deck. So the card that we pull with that, we actually can't, you know what, I'm gonna score the hostile. Does it offer us to do this? Whatever, I'm gonna just make sure. So the fact that this won't be on the table rezzed when our turn starts means that we can't use its ability. But hey, we now for the first time have more money than them. I think we're just gonna score this. We're now at 3 points. And if they don't interact with us, we're making like what? 7 credits at the top of our turn? Jeff, what's up? Why didn't you res Maryland end of their turn, get Mamba credit refresh, and res the other one? We did, didn't we? I thought we did. I didn't want to res it like when it refreshed because I guess it doesn't matter. And then we have credits to spend resing ice because I thought they would have run the remote. And we're really in no rush. Like I'd rather have our money come as a surprise and I'd rather have them run this. Film Critic doesn't affect us in any way. We're not impunitive or anything. So, and we don't have any agendas. I guess it stops SSL from getting credits, but it's probably fine. And again, they only have 10 cards left in their stack. So the Proco economy is going to run dry at some point. I guess Proco's infinite economy when you have Brahmin, you just keep putting stuff on top of your deck, if you want to consider that. Running server 13, we could res it. I don't really have a reason to. We could res it for free. So if they want to go trash this for 5 credits, they already paid 1 to access, and hard-hitting news is now on the table. I think we can just win. Yeah, we just win, right? Like, we just start with more money than them and we win. False lead is dumb. Oh, wait, no. Actually, yes. Beth isn't going to solve this problem. And especially we can spend all our money on hard-hitting new chests, so Beth is going to get nothing. We just win, right? I'm just going to bury that and this. Like, they can't interact with us. False lead is crazy. So we just basically need to keep like what? 1 credit, not even. So if we do 34, we keep 5 credits. Seems fine. So let's trace 38. They can't duck it, and then we just make them lose 2 clicks, lose 2 clicks. They'll have 1 click, so they can remove 1 tag. I don't think there's any tricks. And then they'll have 3 tags, and this does 6 damage. And we can always consult the second one. And yeah, so in theory we should actually add 6 credits, because, I guess they can't trash everything, because we're going to false lead them anyways. But yeah, that's it. So hey, beginning of turn. Oh, that's so rough. There's like nothing to do. False lead. They have no turn. Ah, that feels so lame. Hey, sorry about that. They just left. I don't blame them. That sucks. Oh man. That sensation isn't lameness. Yeah, kind of. Like, we sneak out 2 of these agendas early game, which, like, and that's it. It's glorious victory. They just can't play Netrunner anymore. Like, they have to play with more than our money. Oh man, I don't like that. This deck seems really mean. And this can happen in anything, right? That's lame time to move on. Yeah, like, CTM does this really well. Man, False Late's crazy. And this was legal at the time that all this other shit was legal. Like, I don't think there's any new card here. This deck doesn't run any Nisei card besides Afshar. That's like a one of. That's so wild. That's crazy town. I'm gonna have to question that. Jonathan, go ahead. Wash that filth off. Okay, let's just check the timing chart. Netrunner. Oh man, I really don't like doing those things where then people don't want to play. Netrunner, timing structure of a turn. You just joined the dark side of Netrunner. I don't know if this is the most recent one. Nisei doesn't have one on their website. So paid abilities, res. Yeah, gain a lot of clicks, and then there's a paid ability, res, and score agendas. If this is like a new document, or like I don't know if it's a relevant document, it might be outdated. But in theory, there's a paid ability right after they gain clicks. So yeah, fuck them. They can do that. Nisei has 1 in P-shirt. Yo, what's up, Terrence? Yo, how did the tournament go like a couple weeks ago? Citadel can get around it, I guess. Spent a click to clear a tag. Citadel clears another. Eat 4 meat. Save yourself by trashing Citadel. Triple HPT would kill you, though. Yeah, there's ways. I think that's a way. Like, Citadel seems pretty good in that deck against that deck. It does help. You need to have at least 1 click. Like, if they double false lead, Citadel's not going to do enough. Unless you're like Lat, and I guess then the Corp can play around it. No one home does make that kind of difficult, because then they have to boost your money twice over. Give or take, which can be a big deal. It can be definitely hard, but at that point, like, they just do value economic warfare. Like, oh, you ran through my 3 ice remote to steal my 2-point agenda. Economic warfare, install an agenda, and then you're kind of on the fence next turn. Yo, Rabby, what's up? I'm doing well. How you doing? Law, we had 3 people didn't work out. Oh, sorry, dude. Didn't Nisei update the timing structure? I don't know if they did. To be fair, they have opportunities to close out the game before you got ahead on money. They just dirtled too long. I honestly don't know if they did. Like, you're right, they did. But also, did they? Like, they didn't show any multi-axis, which is an issue on their part. I think definitely that's something you want, just so you can close the game out. I've seen way too many decks recently that don't have strong multi-axis and then just wonder why they lose. It's like, because you're not winning. Like, you can't let the Corp do their thing. So maybe. I love No One Home and Leela. Yeah, No One Home is really mean. It really is. I won't get a response tonight, but we'll post in Discord if I do. Okay, yeah, cool, thanks. Yo, Wayne, what up? Hello. How you doing? I've asked my local Nisei, dude. Fantastic. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, of course. Okay, let's just do some quick news. I actually wrote down some news stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then we're gonna run and build a deck. For those who don't know, I started streaming a bit early today. We started at 8:15, so we're like half an hour ahead of schedule. Normally we start now, so we're doing pretty well. I don't want to play the Gagarin deck anymore. One of the things I wrote down just says do better content, so that's good. I'm gonna remember that. Actually, there's not too much news. One thing I wanted to bring up, which I think is buck wild, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Doomtown is a card game that I think is actually pretty swell, and they just updated their tournament rules. And one of the things that they updated, it's important to understand that a Doomtown tournament, like a tournament round, is almost the same length as Netrunner. I forget what a Netrunner length is, but it's 65 minutes in Doomtown. And they just updated their rules, which says that a Doomtown round is going to be 60 minutes long. And then a judge is secretly supposed to roll a d6, and whatever number it comes up, they're meant to add that number of minutes to the round and not tell you. Which I don't understand at all, but I think it's kind of cool that there's variable round lengths. I don't know if it's an interesting, cool thing, but like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait, this makes no sense. The thing about a Doomtown length of the game, it actually is kind of important because Doomtown has like some pretty intense mechanics when it comes to drawing the game. Draws are like almost uncommon, like almost impossible. Because when a draw happens, you don't look at the win condition, you look at something else. Like imagine you're playing a game and the win condition is whoever gets the most agenda points, and then it says, okay, well if it hits time, it's instead whoever has more money or something like that, more credits. That's like the analogy. It's not very elegant, but that's the point. Is competitive Doomtown 1v1? Yes, it is. At least the formats I play. I think there are like 4-player Doomtown games. Anyways, I think that's wild. I don't understand why that's good, but it's just been on my mind to be like, why would you do that? And I think it's because of that, to make it a bit more interesting so you can't call it. But then you can always reverse engineer the round length. And then if you ask for how much time in the round, what do they tell you? I don't know. I don't get it. Do you want to see my nuts deck? Yeah, totally. White teeth equals better content. Check. And the other thing I wanted to say, sorry if I overhyped this news section, is that there recently, this is not Netrunner content. Recently, there's never kind of thing coming up. There was an AMA, basically a live stream for the people making, what's it called? Arkham Horror. And it was really cool. They answered some questions. I don't think they answered all the questions I want them to answer. But basically, they announced a new cycle, and it seems really cool. But most importantly, they said there's new products they're going to be announced coming up soon, which is kind of cool. But I think the coolest thing to hear was that they asked like how the game is doing, and the people said in no short terms, it's doing really well. Like we got plans for years, which is a really cool thing to hear about a game you care about, which is sweet. Lastly, and this one's really important, we have a GNK. This in Montreal, if you're around, it is in Hochelaga on the 29th. That's next Saturday, basically a week from now. So do drop by if you can. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's in a game store, and definitely gonna be there. Pretty excited. Shout outs to David for organizing. That's it. Let's build it back. Good evening, morning from the UK. Yo, Jonathan, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. Thanos, yo, what up, dude? I do like variable endings to games. However, I'd rather be player controlled rather than randomly determined if not exposed to the players. So kind of like Food Chain Magnate, right? Where you vote on how long the game should be at the beginning. I put it in the deck suggestions. I don't know what that is. What do you mean the deck suggestions? Is Arkham the only FFG product left that isn't Star Wars or Marvel? No. There's a lot. L5R is still very much a thing. Lord of the Rings, CCG is still a thing. Not CCG, LCG is still a thing from my understanding. Yeah, Marvel is a thing. They just announced Marvel Villainous, which surprises probably no one, and they're not compatible with the other the Villainous games, which is weird. And hey, Roberto says, and we've just announced our first Storage Championship. Fuck off. What do you got, Roberto? Storage Championship season. Ooh, Roberto created an event for Netrunner Montreal, March 28th at 12:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Randolph Pub Ludique Rosemont. That's my neighborhood. It's literally 5 minutes from my home. Yo, real shout outs. The last Store Championship we had at this location, it's a really nice location for a Store Championship. For those who don't know, Randolph is like it's huge in Quebec. It's like a game pub. It's what you think it is. It's one of those board game bars. But this one specifically is with a bigger one that has bigger tables that you can reserve large tables. We basically got like a quarter of the space in the back. And the time that we had it was actually right when Nisei's first half of the cycle came out. And I think we were like the biggest tournament in the whole world for a long while. We had like 30 people coming up to a Store Championship after the game was like officially canceled. It was buck wild. It was a really good tournament. And it's a short, obviously shout outs to Roberto for organizing. That stuff it's been great. So hey, the 28th of March is a month away. Hopefully we see you there. It's going to be a cool event. Really always, it's a really comfortable place. Oh yeah, shit, Brick, what's up? Yeah, Keyforge. Keyforge is definitely a thing. Keyforge is still a thing. They announced a new cycle recently too. Food Chain Magnet plus plenty of other games where timing the end is part of the strategy. Yeah. Austin, what's up? They have Terranoth line as well and Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, Game of Thrones is still a thing. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff. Yeah. There's no way Android is going to be related to RPG supplements forever. Game of Thrones is still going. Thought they killed that one. The card game, it's still going. They have other games in Game of Thrones line. Yeah, they like went to second edition Game of Thrones maybe five years ago. I have that. I don't like it, but I have it. I have actually 2 copies of the core set because somebody gave it to me. Not a fan, but it's cool. A lot of people see it and be like, Game of Thrones? Yeah, the game does a really good job at making you feel like Game of Thrones. I didn't read the books. I haven't watched the last season, but I watched some of the show. And it's really good when you sit down with someone, the rules are simple, and they feel like it. Oh, they play like a Lannister card, and they know what it's going to do. I think that's really cool. Chaos, what's up? Our local last GMK had more players than the Keyforge event the same day at the same store. So a few Keyforge players showed up. The tournament didn't happen. Oh, that sucks. The link is... Jonathan, I don't have a link. I don't see a link. Where did you put the link? Meaning to play Doomtown. Are new cards still coming out, or is it done so? Oh yeah, totally. It's very much still happening. They had a really interesting story where AEG discontinued the game, and then the people that were working in AEG on the game were actually given the rights, and they started their own large company, and not large company. They largely started their own company, and they've been making new cards. A pack of they don't come out as regularly because it's hard to produce your own stuff and to publish it. So they do more cards less consistently. So instead of like getting a saddlebag, which was kind of equivalent to a data pack, they basically do like mini expansions, and they come out 3 times a year. One's coming out in March. It's pretty soon, and I'm stoked. The game is also the balance of the game, because it's the same people making it, has been better as the game got canceled. Just because it was like kind of that point in Netrunner where the original cards, a lot of them you're just like, oh, these are too weak. Like they didn't understand what they were doing, and now with so many years of belt under their belt, they got it. Doomtown's a really good game. They can only tell you how much time you've played for it. Arkham Horror is doing great. FFG's RPGs not so much. I thought they actually shut all that stuff down largely. Wasn't that some like a casualty of whatever is happening? Oh yeah, actually this is shitty news. Asmodee in the US just announced. I wish I had the thing open right now, but this seems terrible. Asmodee US just announced that for any of the companies that they own, which is a lot, including FFG, I think they have Plaid Hat Games, there's a whole list. As of February 18th, 2 days ago, if you have a problem with a game product because it's defective, because something is missing, you used to be able to contact Asmodee or contact FFG or whoever. They're not doing that anymore in the US. You actually have to go to the place you purchased the game, and it's up to them to replace it for you, which for people who do online orders, which from my understanding is something that a lot of local stores, I guess, don't want you to do, it sucks ass. Enjoy sending your fucking $90 huge board game back because you're missing one piece. Like they won't send you pieces anymore. From my understanding, that's not totally accurate, but this was posted recently and it seems like some old shit. It just doesn't seem good. It's only for the US though. Yo, Bikeman, what's up? Hell yeah, I never get to see you stream live. How's it going? It's going well. I was like really sleepy before the stream starts, and I guess that's kind of how talking works. I'm doing pretty better. A lot better now. How you doing? Got the first board game meetup I organized for people I work with on the 29th. Otherwise, I'd def drive up to Virginia for the G&K. Hey, enjoy that. Enjoy your meetup. What are you playing? The returns policy sucks for stores in general. Yeah, even for stores. What's up, Power Guy? The policy seems like garbage too, and it's now on the store to replace it, which is like a bunch of legwork. I don't know where it comes from. Does it come from extra copies from stock? Do they have to say like, oh, we don't have this, so we're going to order a copy in, so then we'll fix it like 3 weeks from now with all the shipping costs? Like, it just sucks. I don't think that's good for anyone, besides obviously Asmodee, that saves a lot of money like doing all this routing. You should do Doomtown teaching stream. It's kind of difficult, just because the online client to play Doomtown is still Octagon, which isn't that friendly. Jonathan, YT filters link out of chat, I believe. They do, but it tells me first, and I didn't see one. Like normally it says like someone posts a link in chat. Do you want to not get it? At that point, I just buy the missing pieces off eBay. Sorry, what are you talking about? Best mechanic from Game Thing is unique character permadeath. I think that's super cool and thematic. Yeah, that's cool. Doomtown does that too. If a character dies, you can't play him anymore. Yo, Xylize, what's up? Hey there, occasional lurker. How are you enjoying the new Netrunner meta? Personally, I haven't had much opportunity to play with the new Nisei cards. Firstly, welcome. I'm glad that you made like an account and said something in chat. Lurking's cool, but conversation's also cool, huh? I think it's great. I think it's really, really good. I've said this many times before. I don't know what like the competitive meta is, because like it hasn't settled, and it's been a while since it hasn't settled, which is really cool. People are still building with the new cards and finding things like this Gagarin deck that looks like an absolute piece of shit. But that being said, out of all the cards that were printed in Uprising so far, I think almost every single one, I think there's maybe one that I don't care to play. All the other ones I care to play, which is huge, and that's a really big deal from any Netrunner release. What are there questions of like, are they all really good designs, or are some things problematic? I don't know just yet. I haven't been really discouraged by anything though, and I've been more encouraged to try new things. So I think that's good. But maybe the conversation that Keiko is going to be the Anar console forever for like 2 years might be a problem. I don't know. They can always balance stuff. Maybe restrict it. You know how it is. Send you a message via Twitch instead. Oh fuck, I don't know how that works. Can you just type in a YouTube chat, like post a link? I don't know what Twitch messages are. That's how it worked when I worked at a local game store. Basically, any returns had to be written off as a cost to the store. It would take 6+ months for anything to happen when you accounted for going through that distributor to publisher. Yo, that sucks ass. Yo, Parallel, what's up? I didn't get a notification that you went live. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that. We started a bit early today. We actually started 45 minutes early, so maybe you missed it? I doubt it. That sucks, but hey, at least you made it. For sure, new cards look super fun. Seems like the meta is turning to a good state. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I stopped playing near Mumbet Cycle. Hey, you and so many people, welcome back. It's not the Mumbet Cycle anymore, and that's much for the better. I'm sad on the Asmodee boycott. Sadly, on an Asmodee boycott leaves me quite short on options for new games. Still helps my cash flow. Yeah, I know. I just picked up the deluxe copy of Clinic, a game that I found at a local game store for a pretty good price. And let me tell you, holy shit, there's rules in this game, but the art is so nice. Got you live. Infusion, what's up? Welcome. Few pieces of ice with destroy hardware subs would not be remiss, I think. Yeah, there are a couple of those. Do you know what upset me today? Mind you, there is a fair bit of HB stuff that trashes hardware. I finally saw it, and this is like, I'm not saying this the sky is falling, because obviously this card is a bit absurd, but for the first time, we have a player in our like internal work meta who plays a lot of Adam, and I know they've always like talked specifically about like their concerns when it comes to cards that came out like Game Over, which is kind of like poops all over Adam. But then ScapeNet is a card, and I really don't like the design of these cards, where it's just like, oh, you're playing one of these types of cards, go fuck yourself, it's dead, destroy it, throw it out, actually remove it from the game. And we thought Buffer Chip would save you, but no. And like Trace 7 is as much interaction as it's not. Like, it's not. It's really not. So I don't know. They ran HQ click one as Adam, and they saw this, and then they lost Find the Truth, and probably the whole game. I don't like cards like this. I don't know why this exists. It's like, but the thing is, like, Adam still gets like, there's still cards that hose Adam. Like, this is a card that scares me, and there's a lot of decks that I refuse to play just because I knew people were considering putting this in decks, and I hate losing, like, just being like, oh, your strategy just got ripped apart by a non-interactive card that the corp played. It's just a sort of risk I feel so anxious about taking, like, literally anxious about showing up with a deck that could just be the wrong tournament call because somebody like plays Arc Lockdown or somebody plays Best Defense. Arc Lockdown is, I think, a bit more of an easier design to stomach, but oh my god, I saw someone got ScapeNet. It wasn't pretty, and I don't think anybody felt good. Winchester, but it's a trace. Yeah, Winchester. Z 2.0. I think there's a couple. Lab Dog. See Netmercur get wrecked smoke. Yeah, has anybody trashed a Netmercur yet? I just don't like that. It's like, do you ever want to play smoke? There's a chance you could lose the game. At least you can use the money on it. Luckily, almost no one plays those cards. I know, and that's what makes it so much worse. It's like when you lose to a corporate town in your Geist deck at Worlds 2 years ago. Have you got any Nisa interviews on stream coming up? No, it's actually not anything we've ever done. Probably should. Probably should, huh? It'd be nice to talk to Johnny. I don't know if he can talk yet. About Johnny Jaceki is the new designer. Effects that powerful should be triggered by Agenda Steals IMO. Yeah, maybe, but then nobody would play the card, right? Yeah, it's a shame. I think effects like this should be on agendas. That also feels bad. I have nothing smart to say here. It's hard to design cards. Yeah. In I wonder who this is. In Twitch chat says F's in chat for Adam. I'm still having fun. Hey, I'm glad you are. It was absolutely rough, and I felt really sorry laughing. At that point, actually, it's worth pointing out, a good thing you should do in that Adam deck list before you run HQ, specifically against HB, is probably install a card on your click one against Adam, right? Like, imagine, Nick, you ran HQ and then you hit like a Jeeves or a MCA Austerity. Like, it's cool to trash it, but then you go down to 1 credit on turn 1, and that sucks. So, like, that's probably one of the only matchups where I might consider installing Daily Cast before running, which normally I'm not a big fan of. Buffer can put FTT back on top of your deck. It can't, because this removes it from the game. You really can't do it. Yeah, I've been set my comp all well here now. The risk makes the potential roads. I don't know it. Zareth, what's up? Sent you a PM on here with the list. PS is Jonathan Bryan on YouTube. I don't know how PMs work. I gotta figure out how PMs work on Twitch. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 sec, chat. This is bad television. Okay, I found it. You just wouldn't. You want? I'm opening this on stream, so like you could have just put it in chat. It's fine. I'm not. Main goal is kill, but it can score. Okay, I'm gonna open this up in Chrome. Good point. Thanks. Oh, of course. New Switchblade replacement crazy. Yo, I'm just not. I've not been a fan of stealth, which is fine, because if you want to watch Netrunner content that likes stealth, Dan makes stealth content. It's not been my thing. All right, it's Nerd Station deck. The Agenda Suite is weird. There's a mix of 3-pointers and 2-pointers. Oh, you have 54 cards. Okay. Well, that's never good. There's no way you couldn't make this smaller. A bunch of weird ice. Not all of it advanceable. I can't really make heads or tails of this. I imagine you just want to do an install advance, and then sometimes they run, sometimes they don't run it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Urban Renewal is cool with Cerebral Overrater. Actually, I think we might be making an Urban Renewal deck today, which is a shame, because I don't like this card. But I could see that being a thing. Interesting. Secretary is strange. I don't know about Secretary, right? Like, it's the same influence as Overrater, and if an Overrater hits, you probably win the game. If a Secretary hits, you probably don't win the game. Almost everyone has Recursion besides Criminals. Now my 10 strength Surveyor is even more worthless. Wait. Oh, because of the killer? I think if you play a deck heavily based around a couple of tech cards, it's the risk that you take. Just lose quickly and gracefully, move on to the next game. Right, but that sucks. Like, that's so bad at a tournament, because it just makes you feel like you lost not because of your skill, because of like bad luck and pairings. And sure, tournaments are viable, or not viable, volatile. Like, sometimes you just get 2 bad matchups and your tournament run is over, and I get that. Thoughts on HP Brain Damage deck? On paper it looked great, but I'm having trouble making it work and fun. We actually had some HP Brain Damage a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was way more compelling than it turned out to be. It's just like a really hard win condition. The best way to do it by far, is to play Next Dice, and then just Marcus Batty, the subroutines that kill them. I think those are net damage though, unfortunately. How's Stealth doing now that rotation hit? Obviously Smoke and Netmark are good, but in general, it's probably unchanged, if not better. Trickster Taka is a high influence card, but the new Sentry actually might be better than Switchblade. And the new Refractor is the same. It seems good. So I love my decks. People don't know what to take. Yeah, for sure. And that's actually a really big thing. Like, sure, at a high tournament level, if you get to top tables, people see your deck list, and then it gets a bit harder to cheese people out. But like, the power of just putting Snare into decks that, and I'm not saying this is the case for this deck, but putting Snare in decks that Snare doesn't inherently belong in can win you games. I have stories of very, very competitive Netrunner players being knocked off of top tables just because in round 2 of the Swiss, they run against somebody who put a Snare in their like sync deck or whatever, which I don't know, it's not something they were playing against, and then they die, which, I guess you lost. Motion for days. Brainstorm plus ganked, yeah, that's what we did. Plus Helheim servers, which should be good. Hey, talking about stupid shit we did, let's do more dumb stuff. Yo, real talk. I've been watching a lot of YouTube content recently, but like the good stuff, the good. And I was like, hey man, we should really make some better internet Netrunner content. And then I had this like really grandiose idea. I was gonna make an Excel spreadsheet, and I was gonna put every standard legal card on it, and I was gonna shade in every standard legal card that I feel we have done a good job at showing how it works in a deck on this channel at any point in time. I think it's been like 3 or maybe 4 years we've been streaming. We've been doing this for a while. And then we would see what isn't shaded in, and we would try and just make that, fill in all the pieces of that jigsaw puzzle and make something really nice. And make some content. And then I was like really stoked about it. And then one night, 2 nights ago, I couldn't sleep. And I was like, you know what? We should probably look into this. I'm going to open up the Red Sand Cycle and look through some of the cards we haven't played. And I think that shut down the whole idea of that content. Oh my god, have you seen my Spot the Prey deck? Have you seen it? I figured out how to make this really cool. That's the thing. Is like I like cards that aren't competitively viable, but only when they do something interesting. This is how the first Analog Dreamers deck was built. Yo, Jim, what up? But Analog Dreamers is cool. Analog Dreamers, there are arguments of why it could be a powerful card. Don't ask me to do those now. But the point is, you could see it. It does something nothing else does. This is poop. It's not even a run event. Anyways, Project Atlas has been shut down. I'm so sorry. I wish we could do better. It's too bad. It sounds like a super good idea. Yo, Chris, I know I'm letting everyone down and myself, but like, it's undoable. There's so many cards. I can't do it. I just want your opinion on the deck. Yeah, it looks wild. Okay, if you want an actual like opinion on the deck, which probably is fair, you did do the effort of posting the deck list. Your game plan is all on the runner running the wrong thing, and it's hard to make them ever like. Okay, excuse me. If install advance is your play and you want to bait them into something, sometimes they will fuck up, sometimes they won't fuck up. How and when that's going to cause them to do it, I don't feel like I have a lot of control on. So Mushin decks don't make that much sense. These sort of like install advance decks don't make too much sense on their own. There's a huge surprise in Earth Station because no one's going to expect it. It's going to be NGO front or an agenda, and you have that going to your advantage. And as soon as that jig is up, when they trash the Cerebral Overrater on R&D, yeah, it's going to be more interesting. Now, a big thing about like install advance decks as trap decks is the threat of multiple remotes, specifically when it comes to Earth Station. Like that's a trap, the deal with Jinteki PE. I can Mushin a card, advance it, and leave it. And if you do or don't run it, that card still has a very big implication in the game because it could be a Ronin. And then something else could happen and I could flip the Ronin and you can die. And so like having multiple advanced traps is actually to my feeling a really big deal when it comes to trap decks. And when it comes to Earth Station, you don't have it. You're playing one bluff game and that's it. And I don't like that idea. I like the idea that there's 3 bluff games. And the problem is with Wayland, they don't have a lot of like unadvanceable trap threats besides like maybe spending 1 influence on reversed accounts, which it doesn't really do much. I guess you're on punitive, so kind of. And I don't consider, you don't even have the, well, I thought you had that other one where you trash a card and get money for it. So yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's just basically like, do they run it? Do they not run it? And I could see that being very fun, specifically in person, but on JNet where like people just run shit. People just don't run shit. I don't know. So that only gets scary once you're on game point. And once you're on game point, it's still going to be a while for them to set up something lethal. This also, they can, like, it takes 3, I don't know. Ice Suite also is a bit weird. Watchtower is kind of a liability. This deck, I imagine, loses to Centrals more ever. Like, you can just have your weird remote with traps in it, and they could run Centrals and tear you apart. Watchtower is actually classically kind of a bad card on the basis that the shuffle of R&D is not mandatory. It is mandatory. So I can run R&D, see the top card, then run it again, Watchtower forces a shuffle, and there's no amount of cards that you can add to your hand that will let you close the game. It's cool that you don't reveal the card. Anyways, that's strange. That's largely my sense. 54 card decks also just aren't usually good. Like, the smaller the deck, the more consistent it is. And so getting this down to 49 can't be too difficult. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I would watch Andre evaluate submitted decks. False Flag. Yeah, I think like False Flag is like so not close. It's like kind of the closest Wayland has. But then like this deck needs to capitalize on tags. I wish False Flag was better. Not every card deserves attention, but some. Maybe not that some definitely deserve. But I think I've been doing an okay job. At least I hope I have. Showing off the cards that I think deserve some attention. Which is basically the cards that we've talked about. And then every once in a while, like today, I go and see a card that I'd be like, oh, I think there's something cool we can do with this. And then we try and do something with it. So let's do it. I feel like Biovault might work better in Earth Station if you're trying to bait more runs with install advance. Yeah, Biovault's good. Biovault's just a fine card. Biovault's just a good card. Do you know what Biovault is really good with modernly? If you're playing like a Jinteki Glacier deck, like an RP deck, Kakurenbo. I haven't traded this yet, but Kakurenbo Biovault is sweet. Would you like to trade your turn and a whole 2 credits to set up basically a border control inside a remote? That's really good, especially in the late game. Like you used to see late game decks where in old Netrunner where people would like spend most of their turn spending interns on like a a Caprice Nisei for the remote. And sure, that's slow, pretty bad on tempo. Caprice Nisei is much better than a Biovault, but this for Biovault is fine. And arguably my favorite point with this card. This was, if you ask me, the worst card in Netrunner. I would give you this card, which came out in the Red Sand cycle. So let me tell you about that other thing that we looked at. This card is actually playable with Kakurenbo. Too bad it's 3 influence. This card is playable with Kakurenbo. Isn't that buck wild? Oh man, that's so good. You do a great job explaining the reasoning behind cards and decks, so thanks for that. Of course. Hey, glad you like it. If you have any questions, go ahead. Too, by the way, if there's something I don't exactly cover. I love Kakurenbo. I'll keep using it for Rashida, Marcus Batty. Yeah, I guess you could. Restore is also like a hell of a card. The thing is like Defense Contract and what's it called? The other one? Biovault. I think Kakurenbo might be a bit better than Restore. Also because it's not influence, but that's cool. Imagine that in IG. Yeah, you don't. You don't. And that's kind of the thing that is really difficult. I was with a friend. We were going through. He was trying to design a new cycle of cards as like a fun thought experiment. And there were some cards that just came out. And my feedback was like, hey, this is a really cool design, but are you aware that in an Eternal format, it is broken? Specifically, we were talking about a card that was a recursion card, a run-based recursion card on archives that would give you a tag and let you recur a card. And I think that's actually maybe an interesting card. It's kind of hard to tell because tag decks are, I don't think that interesting right now because of counter surveillance. Why did you show up? Oh, because you're here. But in Eternal format, I think it's just like so fucking broken because you could just recur data leak reversal pretty trivially, and that's kind of absurd. And that's kind of the thing is that their response was, you know what? I'm not going to balance my cycle around Eternal, which is an option. I think that definitely is an option. I respect that. Like, whatever, it was a thought experiment. But it's actually going to get really, really hard as the card pool grows. Magic the Gathering, oh my god, has this issue where the more cards that exist, the harder it is to print new cards. Like, for instance, Kakurenbo is probably absurdly problematic industrial genomics. Maybe it's broken. I don't know. Is it better than everything else? Does it even include in the deck? I would assume it does just because that ability is absurd, but not necessarily. But this is the one card that I've ever seen Nisei print that I thought like, whoa, in the Eternal format or the non-standard format, this card seems a bit much. And as far as I understand, Nisei is balancing everything still for the Eternal format. I might be wrong. They haven't been doing a bad job at that, right? Like, this is the only one that I've been like, oh, in Eternal format, that seems like it sucks. O2 Shortage was another card that I was very upset about trying and build a deck about. I'm using Kakugo to protect a server with Cerebral Overrider and with Tori Hanzo. Yo, Tori Hanzo Kakugo has always been the dream, and it's never worked. I'm aware it's expensive, but net damage decks got a bit better at doing money. But yeah, Tori Hanzo, man, that's cool. Surprisingly good with NGO front. It's fine with NGO front, right? Like, you spend your whole turn in 2 credits for an NGO front. That's what you do with an NGO front anyways. And here they don't know what an NGO front is because it could be anything. Now, unfortunately, with this card, I don't like it because suddenly you can flip archives over. Okay, if you played this at a tournament, if you played this at a table and you said Kakurenbo, it's the same thing with, this actually came up with Levy AR Lab Access. Would you, if you played Levy, would you show your opponent your archives? Or your heap, excuse me, your runner, right? Would you show your runner your heap before you levied? Technically, you don't have to, but it's really annoying because if you are min-maxing in a tournament, it now serves you well, and it's something you can do to write every card that goes into your opponent's heap on a piece of paper, so that when they do play Levy and the heap immediately disappears, you'll know what they're shuffling back. Now, the way I've seen it, most players have been kind enough where they say Levy and be like, oh, before you do that, can I just look at your archives, or your heap? And they let you do it. And I think that's nice. They don't have to, but that's nice, right? Because it takes off the strain of doing everything else. With Kakurenbo, if you played Kakurenbo, would you let your opponent look at archives first? Because otherwise they're in the exact same situation where they should be writing down every card that goes into archives face up, and technically how many go in face down. Because otherwise it's really annoying, where then you run archives and you'd be like, okay, there's 16 cards in here. There used to be 17. What's that 16th card? Sure, you might not ever know because there could be face down cards, but you could. Maybe there used to be 2 NGO fronts and now there's 1 and you don't remember. I don't know. It's rough, right? Or rather, another reason why taking notes makes the game a little worse. In some ways, I would actually blame it's not taking notes. I would blame it's the design of the card. Because that like amount of like, even if you couldn't take notes, that's still a memory problem. Where like in theory, between every action, I should be like, let me look at your heap. Okay, I think I got it. This. Okay, put it back. Okay, another one goes in. Like, it's obviously delay of game, but I don't know. Heck, if they run my archives and hit my breach domes, I'll just tell them the card is missing. What do you mean? What about Henry Phillips and GameNet? Oh my god, there's an upgrade in MBN that says when you res an ice on this server, trace 2 to gain 1 credit. So as soon as you boost that trace, you're not making any money. It doesn't make any sense what's happening. That's how MTG design team works, though. They don't test new cards with all the non-rotating formats. They do bans after the fact. Reminds me, does Kakarembo work with Jeeves? It does, and I've seen people do that where they've Kakarembo'd a 3-2 with Jeeves and scored it, which is really good. Like, I would say just, oh, there's a Biovault missing now. Yeah, okay, exactly, Brick. Like, that's the thing, is that I don't know whether people would do it, but I think I would say that, just because otherwise it's ass. Traffic Analyzer looks stupid, so I didn't bring it up. Yeah, I know, Austin, it's really bad. Henry might have legs, though. Henry Phillips. I've actually played one deck where Henry Phillips, and they're just like, whatever. When the runner breaks the separate team during a run on the server, gain 2 if they're tagged. In game, why GameNet? This would be good and better in what's it called? Acme, right? Okay, let's build a deck. We've been rambling for a while. Okay, oh god, and then we go from that ramble into a deck that's probably unfortunate. So I don't know what deck we are building. I honestly don't, but I know what's going to be in the deck. And the fascination happened last week. Last week we were building, and by building I mean we rezzed it once, a Prana Condenser deck. And the thing with Prana Condenser is that Prana Condenser is really good if you can protect it for a long time, but the problem is that people will trash it. And there's a fair few cards like that where if you can protect it for a long time, it actually does represent a win condition, and that's cool. But how can you protect it for a long time? This is also on the back because the week prior to that week prior, we played that sort of what's it called? A ganked deck that was running Helheim servers. That checks. And that we had a problem with that deck where we had a remote that had like 3 or 4 upgrades in it, and nobody would touch it until it was game point. And I think that's interesting because we basically have put together 2 things that are the solution to the 2 other things. That didn't actually make sense, but if you combine those together, you have something that is exactly what we want. If we can build a remote server that is so unattractive due to the amount of garbage we put into it, we will lose on centrals. But also we'll have this cool remote that we can defend, and I think that's kind of interesting. So then there was a bunch of these other questions about what can we put in the remote that makes it hard to run, and there's some really cool things. There's specifically one card that I really wanted to try. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the card, but we will find it in the search feature of the deck. If anyone can name this card before I do, I will be so thrilled. That's all I'm going to say about it. Where is Sea Station? Where is the space elevator? Found it. Yo, what up, Aaron? What up, dog? Not too much. What's it do? It protects things. It gives you a tag. Oh, this is where the delay. Amazon Industrial Zone? What's going on here? The delay in the chat is not going to do anybody any favors. Corset Genesis Spin. You good. Lunar, get out. Terminal Directive revised, and that's good enough, I guess. Not that. Overseer Matrix Sarknar nailed it. Absolutely killed it. Well played. I think there should be a rule to allow review, just like you have to follow for actions. It sucks to ask every turn, so people shortcut it. Should be the same with Heap Archive review. I agree, right? Holy crap, if Jeeves didn't think about that, it could be good. It's pretty alright. It's not that bad at all. Jim has it too, Overseer. Let's face it, that cool remote is what matters. Got you. Thank you, Zagnar. So this is the one, Overseer Matrix. This card never saw any play. I've never seen this hit the table. But this is a kind of interesting card. When the runner trashes a card in the server, you may pay 1 credit to give the runner 1 tag. That can be expensive, specifically because this is going to actually combo with other cards that are a bit credit intensive. And this applies even during the run when the runner trashes Overseer Matrix. So they run the server, and if they want to trash anything, we can pay a credit to give them extra tags, which is pretty cool. This protects everything else in the remote server. And there are a couple other cards that protect everything else in the remote server. Some of them are better than others. I actually don't know what the influence on this card is. 2 is reasonable. Oaktown Grid's a possibility. Now this looks terrible, but the trash cost of cards installed in the server increased by 3 includes the Oaktown Grid. Weirdly enough, the way that this works in remote servers, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, in central servers, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't make any sense. Intuitively, you would think that if you installed this in the root of R&D, its trash cost would be 4 because of the text of the card. But from my understanding, it's not. As soon as you get to central servers, the actual cards of R&D are the cards in the server. So if Oaktown Grid is in R&D and then they access a snare from the top of R&D, snare's trash cost. No, it's installed. Never mind. But if this is installed in a central server, which I guess now at this point you wouldn't do, it's not installed in the server, it's installed in the root of the server. That tangent didn't matter at all because I didn't realize this had the word installed on it. If you put this in a remote, it's okay. It's largely okay because it increases the trash cost of everything else. Now they can just trash this first. Bummer. But the one I think that we will play, which is something we have been trying to play for a while, and it's actually very good in a deck that spams the shit out of upgrades, is Tranquility Home Grid. This is a really good card for a deck that wants to spend too many times putting too many upgrades into things. So that's good. Michael says you trash Oaktown Grid first. Yeah, you do. Then everything else. There are never cards installed in Central, so it's just 1 card to trash. Exactly, right? What's with that? You've actually seen Overseer and Bankers? Really? I think I just MVT over that, right? Can you do multiple tags for multiple trashes on Matrix, or is it 1 per run? Yeah. If you have two Overseer Matrixes, that remote server is actually like absolute shit to trash. Like you can't. Trashes a card in the server. This also doesn't have the text that Oaktown Grid does for some reason. This is cards in the server. So even if you install this on a central server and then they trash the other shit in your central server, which mind you for this deck is going to be a lot of garbage upgrades, this actually is kind of impactful. So this is not too bad on central servers because cards in R&D are in the server. That's kind of cute. That's a 3 of. Tranquility Grid might be a 3 of. Now, what pairs well with Overseer Matrix? And actually the good thing, but unfortunately the expensive thing, is Price X. Because they actually have to access all the Price X. So the Price X, you can pay 2 credits, and then if they trash it, it's another 3 credits, plus you can pay credits for them to give another tag. It's an actual pain in the ass. So we have all this stuff together, and this is the basis of a remote that actually might be kind of hard to contest, as long as we have ways to deal with tags in a reasonable way, which Wayland definitely does, because they murder you. On top of that, this is where things get kind of unfortunately silly, and I was looking at this card that I never remember the name of. Divert Power. Woo! Woo! Isn't this fun? For a deck that runs all these Price X and cheap upgrades, this can be hella cool, right? D-res any number of cards, so we can pay 2 credits to D-res all our Price X and then res something for 9 credits cheaper, which maybe not in Wayland, but Overseer Matrix is heavy on the influence. We can do something pretty neat with that. Now, this isn't always going to be good, and we just have to keep in mind that we need to run enough like shitty, cheap upgrades, but this actually can be a pretty raw economy card. Is it necessary to the deck? By no means, but if it fires, we'll be making good content, so that counts. Yo, Joseph, what's up? Long time since I've been able to catch you live. Welcome. How you doing? Hopefully February's been going okay, huh? Glad you can make it. Death and Taxes would make you money in this deck, surely. I don't know. When the runner installs a card or trashes an installed card, you may gain 1. It actually probably would make us no money because we're trying to get to the point where they don't trash your stuff. Admittedly, we have a lot of stuff to trash, so maybe I'm just thinking if things are going well, but probably not. I don't know. What's actually going on in the remote of the deck? Just agendas? That's a good question. So, say we can get this on trashable remote. Oh, also mind you, we're running out of influence. This is a prime candidate deck for this expensive card. Localized product line ensures that we can get 3 Price X. And actually, when I was building this deck in my head, this was an ASA deck. Just because ASA, HP Identity, is really good at putting a lot of upgrades down for one click. It's like the Haley of upgrades, right? Where you can double install and upgrades into the same server. But this card's really cool. You play 4 and you get 3 price X. And price X get gross as long as you have enough money to fire all of them. We need an HB deck here? Yeah, we actually might. Can anybody have a link to medium speed Nisei Division deck? To a medium speed Nisei Division. Maybe something with building blocks and Chiashi, maybe 3 baddie to rig snipe and net damage. Basically any funish Nisei deck? Nisei Division? I don't even know what Nisei Division is. That's the side game one? Warrior Tracker would be good. Yeah, Warrior Tracker could be cool. There's a big chance that this is going to become an HB deck, and I think we just have to drop some Overseer Matrix. But that's probably okay, because the tag thing is something that's a bit harder to capitalize on. The cool thing with Price Tag is damage is damage. And HB actually has some really good reasons to do this in HB. Actually, let's talk about that for a second. Let's just swing this over to HB, because the big deal is once we have all of this shit, how do we win the game? And I actually have some pretty compelling answers. If we make this an HB deck, it's so much easier to talk about them. Let's go ahead and just make this Asa group. World's winning. Okay, obviously this might be a bit much. I'm just going to go down to 0 so we can start at the tabula rasa. So we have 3 divert power, we have 3 price X, 3 tranquility home grids. Let's just get a couple more assets in this, upgrades in this to show you what we can do with them. No. No, we can't because that's a grid. I guess Waroid. What are good neutral upgrades? Are there neutral upgrades? We can't really capitalize on this. The brain damage doesn't do too much. Mudbed Virtual Tour is honestly probably okay. It depends on the order that they access things, but it's kind of gross. It's a bit better when we had that Wayland thing in here. I'm not too sold on this right now, but I guess an Ash. I don't know. I basically mean not Glacier for 5 credits. A building block Chiashi can come out much earlier, that kind of thing. I've only really seen that though in what's it called? The building block Chiashi in Blue Sun. I've actually not seen anybody do it in Anarch for what it's worth. Self-destruct rotated, unfortunately, Aaron. It was part of rotation, which actually sucks. Wall to Wall is hilariously good with Trank Grid, but I'm surprised you want 3 Trank. Yo, what up, Rob? Wall to Wall is good with Tranquility Home Grid? Why is that? I think we can go down to 2. Why is this good? Plays draw 1 card, gain 1 credit, place 1 advance token, add this asset to HQ. Oh, cheat and play it anyways? Oh, I see, for the self-destruct. I do wish self-destruct changed. Cold Side Server seems good for divert power. It's not bad, but this is all gonna come together. I don't know, out of Earth Station. Oh yeah, sorry, we rotated. Those stuff shirts and easy till you had to play. So the big reason why I think divert power and all this honestly probably trash is kind of good is because HB has access to a really powerful win condition. And that is Lakshmi Smart Fabrics. This card's really good with upgrades, right? As long as we can de-res and re-res the upgrades, this is pretty powerful. With Lakshmi, we can basically res all her upgrades, and then hopefully jam the proper agenda, which we can actually go find with cards like Fast Track or even DRM, Digital Rights Management. And then once we score the agenda, if they don't trash Lakshmi, which hopefully we made it a bit difficult for them to do with the combinations of Ash and Warrights and all those nonsense price X, once that's happened, we basically just divert power. This is getting absurd, I'm aware, but it could work. And then we basically get all those tokens back. Isn't that kind of cool? I think that's kind of cool. Alex, what's up? Wall to Wall's nice since you can reinstall wall to wall other things over and over to trigger Trank. Yeah, I think that is actually pretty interesting, and I think it's only like some influence. This also might be a good deck for tech startup. So you just defend Lakshmi and play agendas naked. Love it. Yeah, we lose to Film Critic, which we could deal with. We do have like Helion Alpha or Beta Test or whatever and other tech cards. Oh, it's 3 influence. That's a shame. But that's our idea. That's our plan. Okay. And we're going to have the issues where we run out of money and can't capitalize on price X. But backup plan is you have a scoring server. Yeah, backup plan, it's okay. It's fine. Different power is also pretty cool because we actually can build some pretty chunky chunk ice, just some biggins. So what are those cards? I don't know. Fairchild 3 is good. Gatekeeper is a pretty good target for a deck that runs divert power, just because when you unres re-res it, it gets good. You know, honestly, Helheim servers, fuck it. I like this card. FC2. Tier, definitely tier. I think we're gonna do tier. I think we also might even do a real Fairchild, just because I don't know. I don't respect. Hope we draw divert powers A. Yeah. Maryland's fine too. Do you have room to put a ganked into it to make the server even scarier? Oh, do we have room? We'd make room. It's 0 to res. Why not? We will lose to Centrals. I guess we might need some respect for that. What else is good? Barriers. Oh shit, how do I make a deck? Hedge fund is fine. Maybe we get a restore in there. This deck also, you could consider just playing MCA austerity policy, which is also probably like a fine card. Which is also, no, it's not really good with divert power, is it? Whatever. Oh man, we're just Chrism good versus APOC. Yeah, Chrism is good versus APOC. Price deck is fine against APOC sometimes. Ashes doesn't do anything. I learned that at a tournament. It doesn't prevent the success flags. I've seen splashing for Konjin, this sort of deck. Konjin is actually kind of cool because we have good ice. Let's see if we have influence. It's specifically good with hell. No, kind of. Preemptive strike is good for getting cards back. Preemptive action, yeah, we could. We probably want one. I think the restore is pretty good as well. Money's going to be an issue too. And we just need to get a bunch of stuff in this deck. Like this deck is not going to look like a normal deck just because of the issues that we're going to have. We probably want Rashida's. NGOs might not be that good. It's a problem. That's kind of the issues that whenever we build a deck, it actually gets like radically close to other decks. Like, oh no, it just looks like a Wayland deck with HP deck with a bunch of shit. Product placement is another low influence zero cost upgrade. The problem with product placement, it just doesn't do anything, right? Like if it's in the remote, they're just not going to run it. And I'd rather have something that has legs regardless. Hey man, just cheat. Don't let those fight the power. SSL. Yeah, SSL is good. So let's just talk about things that we could put in the deck. We definitely want as many of the same agendas we can. That's just kind of the idea with excuse me, where is it? With Lakshmi Smart Fabrics, is you don't want one-ofs. Not that most people do that. So like SSL is a good start because it's good economy. And then from here, if we want to run a lot of small agendas, this probably doesn't make that much sense. We probably just want bigger, larger ones. Dharma has a cool combo with Lakshmi. Wait, what? What? You may trash Dharma if you do swap a card installed in the server with either another card installed in a server with an agenda asset or upgrade from HQ. Huh? SDS? Jonathan, SDS is a Wayland card. We actually can't put in this one. Tranquility could get innocent mad cash. Yeah, we're hoping. We're really hoping, Jason. 4x GPI, 4x Vitruvius, research grant. Oh no. You may trash Dharma. I never understood this card. If you do swap a card installed in a server with either another card installed in a server with an installed in. This is good with Lakshmi. This is kind of cool with Lakshmi, isn't it? It's probably too much though. We also could, in theory, play AAL. I don't like it. Reveal agenda, trash Dharma, to jam the agenda you revealed. Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. I've never seen that work. Holy shit, I just want to play more Plan B. People don't play enough Plan B for this game. Fucking Plan B is so good. Plan B with Atlas tokens? Mwah, that's so easy. When Dharma lose all the Lakshmi counters? Yeah, you put the agenda in. Okay, agendas. So 5/3s are good. We could do foods. We don't have a restricted card, and foods are fine. Then we just need one more point. It honestly might be better to run 2 1-pointers at this point because they might be slightly easier to score. No, that seems bad. I don't know. Just put a Vasher on, call it a day. Fuck. I don't know. Seems bad. GFI makes no sense with SSL. Plan B is not rotated. No, Plan B is not rotated. It's an honor and profit. Yeah, it's not rotated. It's fine. Gotta get back to work. Good luck with this. Hey, thanks, Ergonar. If only Director Haas is still alive. Equa's okay. Toast, what's up? Plan GFA and Fast Run. Wait, why is this not 3? Oh, wait, this conversation happens all the time. Okay, so we gotta think about this. They need to steal 3 agendas to win. This doesn't change it in the slightest bit. Yeah, you're totally right. So the thing with food is it's better with 2-pointers because then they need to steal 4 agendas, but if you run 3-pointers, it doesn't do anything. Rip self-destruct. Yeah, I know. It would be really good. We could maybe win with that. So you just put Vasher on. There's nothing that's really like tempo positive in HB at this point. Like Ikwa, defensive, Vacheron, defensive. I honestly like Vacheron better than Ikwa. Neutral. I don't know. 3 Kakugo, 3 self-destruct. Remote enforcement, free tier. It'd be cool. The thing is, like, we have no real plan to jam something. If honestly, this deck would be way better with an unadvanceable agenda, like just the simple Vitruvius or 2/3/1s, on the basis that a lot of our plays just install things in the remote and don't advance them. There's also a really good chance that this deck is just better with a bunch of 3/2s, and that's it. Okay, this deck is seems pretty bad, but let's at least fix this shit. Okay, so cards that put cards back on the table. Drafter, yeah. Workhorse, I hope. Fairchild 3, Gatekeeper. Diversity. Eli is fine. We're at 51 cards. This isn't an issue. Crick. We don't need Ice Archives. We don't do Crick. Could you do Purge Gen with Cyberdex? You could. Oh yeah, you could. Cyberdex isn't amazing for a deck, but I could see it. You could. Hagen? Oh yeah, Hagen. I like Hagen a fair bit. I like Hagen better than Eli. Okay, in theory, we might not need that much ice. We're 7/4/4. What are the best upgrades that cost influence? Because that's actually where I'd be like super stoked to spend our influence, is on the upgrades. I can't believe we're playing a localized product line. We can't afford this. What are we doing? Breaker Bay Grid honestly is not better because nothing costs money. What is like the spiciest? We don't have tag punishment. That's an absolute shame. But what is the spiciest? This is fine card. Memorial's great for 3/2s. Yeah, we just don't have a lot of them, right? Don't play LPL. We probably shouldn't. We can't afford it. But we also probably don't need it. Christian was fine. Batty, wall-to-wall and Lakshmi, not great. Yeah, that's actually probably true. I think actually if we just have like, what's it called would be good in our deck. Just like Maryland's would be fine. You just don't ice them. Lacosta, we have a grid. It's not the best grid, but it is a grid. When running axes and take trace 4, add install program to the grip. Yeah, that'll win you the game. Ooh, yeah, this is fine, right? It's a region? Why the fuck is this a region? Coda Replicator for double tier? This doesn't work. This is... Oh, from the server. So this doesn't actually work because the server that we're going to be scoring from is going to be like server 2. Surat is actually a hell of a card. Man, this could easily be a Surat deck. If we do like brain taping and then play Biroids. Surat is a hell of a card. I don't know if we have anything good here. 3x tier, the twins. Problem with tier is it's unique, so the 3x doesn't go that far. Red Herrings is honestly fine. Isn't reduced surface ridiculous with divert power? It's okay. So just because the run server, the runner may pay 0. With divert power, we can re-res it. It's just kind of expensive. Oh, actually, no, 4 credits is fine. Yeah, we could try this. Trash cost is like what, 2? Ugh. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But the twins. Switch to 3/2s and play Oberth. Oh man, Oberth outside of Jemison. Okay, let's get rid of this. We're at 53 cards. We can put an agenda and call it legal, but let's see how bad this looks. So this is our opening draw. Honestly, not the worst. We're Asa, so we could do like Lakshmi, ice it up, and then obviously click for 2 credits. Then we could do, we need a lot more tutors. Like our deck is terrible unless we run things like DRM, which is not as good. DRM actually doesn't do anything for us. Wait, is DRM good? Yeah, DRM is fine. Yeah, DRM is fine to good. Because you basically do install advance with the DRM and you don't plan to score it. This is to pull your second copy of the agenda. This actually could be quite strong. Shell Corporation, Caddy for Corpse. Shell Corporation just doesn't exist. It rotated. Isn't it from Order and Chaos? Where's Shell Corp from? One biotic that fastens the Vitruvius in a pinch. You could. I just think we're so good at jamming naked cards that we might not need to. Okay, obviously we have way too many cards in here. Here, let me remedy this by adding more cards. Okay. Okay. What we've done is embarrassing, but we are. Ooh, we can't afford that ever, can we? But we're also. Tempest is not very good just because we can't like just always take the brain damage. We have no way of capitalizing on that. Okay, this actually looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine. Cut the FC2. I want more ice. That's the issue. If we have ice that can have a chance of giving us money, or we have ice that like controls the top of R&D, both of that would be very good. Like even just getting slot machines into this deck would probably be like pretty good. Wasn't that the point? Yeah, no, that's not actually the point. Off the subject, how is the no meat of any type going for you? Oh, it's been fine. I honestly feel pretty good. I also think I just diagnosed myself as being lactose intolerant after like just years of having a really bloated stomach, and then I stopped eating cheese for a week and I was like, wait, I feel good? Would recommend. I don't know if I'm medically healthy, but I'm pretty good. Yeah, we can do a slot machine. Thanks for asking. Okay, 58 cards. Oh god, what are we doing? Let's just drop this to. It honestly might be in our best interest. I'm so sorry we're saying this, to play a 54 card deck, just so the Lakshmi has more chance of being good. Yeah, we're on board with this. Cut the Ash. You don't have the money. You don't need the money to trace Ash. Trace 4 is enough. Like, basically, this is a red herrings that works on any server, right? Like, they still have to beat the Trace 4, and then usually trash this. This might actually be better than red herrings. I think you're right about the money being tight, but it could be good. No, not 54. No, 54 actually might make sense. 54 honestly might make sense, just because Lakshmi makes sense. So we have to cut 5 cards. So ice, we have 9 plus 4 plus 4, that's 17. 9 plus 8 is 17. That's a lot of ice. How did we get that much ice? 8 plus 4 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's good. Ash is a 2 card tax if you don't pump it. It's not good. I think so. Okay, we're going to play less upgrades in our upgrade deck. Okay, we just need to cut 2 cards. Chat, what do you think? So this opening hand we would keep. We put Drafter in R&D. I don't know, I guess slot machine on HQ, and then we would double install us to the remote, obviously in different order. We get Lakshmi on the table. We would draw once, credit hedge fund. Okay, this is getting scary. Draw. We would put that in the remote, probably with the Drafter. HQ's getting a bit flimsy, and then we just need to draw either one of those. Yeah, this is probably okay. Tech startup. I think tech startup is especially necessary now that our deck is 54 cards, just because finding the Lakshmi as early as possible seems of the utmost importance. Andre from 30 minutes ago would be so disappointing. No. 54 decreases agenda consistency. Definitely never called the lactose thing. That's fine. Also, do you need restore and startup? Yes. Cut DRM at least, only need 2. I don't know. I think DRM is actually super necessary because Lakshmi has no chance of being any good unless we can find the agenda we need when we need it. I think this is actually a very important card. So I think we just need to cut 2 cards here. Right now in this deck, it's honestly probably some of this stuff. Oh, this is for divert power. Wait, no, we have to play that. Uncle, what's up, Drafter? I like Drafter, and I don't think we have enough ice. I don't want to cut the ice. Cut the dirty IPOs. We got money from divert power here. Oof. Okay, let's just do some draws real quickly. So this hand, we'd probably mulligan into this hand, which honestly looks worse, but it's probably better. So I imagine we would like just Drafter plus this on the remote server and then install tech startup. Unfortunately, it's not going to fire because this already installs a card. From there, we can pull, I don't know, a Lakshmi, I guess. Doesn't make that much sense. Do 1, and then we're basically set up to score Vashra on next turn. That's kind of cute. From here, it's definitely a good hand. We would tech startup Drafter and then we'd just do like hedge fund to hedge fund. We would pull that for, I don't know, I think Lakshmi. We draw. Let me do a sheet of that. I think we can leave centrals open. This seems okay. I think cut the tutors, go to 49 or stay big. I don't know. I really don't know. I think we can just cut 2 cards here. We'd probably be fine. I feel like that's hoping for a bit much. And this is probably hoping for a bit much. Okay, let's try this. Lakshmi Super Server. I'm just going to screen cap this because this has never fucked up before. Nice. Cut the restores. I think that's something that we'll see when we play the deck, how the restores go. But the restores abstractly like get our Lakshmi backs, and that is legitimately our win condition. Oh, spot the prey. Oh, fuck. I just... Wait, hold on. I closed the YouTube chat in the window, so just give me a second to reopen that. Shit. Where is it? Found it. Hold on. I got you back, YouTube chat. Apparently, I had that window open. Okay. I like cutting 1 DP here. What's DP? DRM relies on runner not hitting HQ. Chrism could be important for HQ. It could be, but with slots, it might be difficult. We'll see how that goes. You're right, though. If they hammer HQ, like, we're going to have a problem when it comes to DRM. But at least they're not handling R&D. Lakshmi Super Server. As a group. Okay. And again, like, we don't know if this is a good identity or a good even thing. Oh, divert power. Yeah, cool. I agree with that decision. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, divert power is a bit of a... Like, it's the kind of card that you put on the deck as a 3 of just so when you can ensure that the combo lands, because that's kind of like what we set out to prove here. But, you know, it's not that good in your opening hand, is it? Fuck, Rob knows what we're doing. Oh, we're gonna play against Film Critic. Also, this is a deck that could consider Super Server 1. And that's actually accurate. That could consider playing the Reprisal and maybe playing Tempest just because brain damage is real. Ooh, Adam. Hey. Adam's actually pretty good. I've been seeing a fair bit of Adam recently. So Adam puts that sweet pressure on HQ. Them getting early Project Vacheron's pretty bad for us. We have the Lakshmi, we have the Rashida. We could force them to trash the Lakshmi Smart Fabrics. The question is, where does the Hagen go? The Hagen probably goes on HQ. Oh man, Adam puts on a lot of pressure. Hope you have escape net. Yeah, right. Thanks, you too. It puts a lot of pressure on HQ. The mulligan's really important against Adam because if Adam gets that early like play, that early 3-pointer, 2-pointer, they're in such a different point in the game, specifically because of their hand size being a problem. When the console, their hand size gets way bigger. Can you move your face a little? Yeah, we definitely will once the game starts. Adam, we forgot to add escape net. Yeah, right? We can mulligan this, hope for better. And we got it. We did get very lucky there. That was definitely a very optimistic mulligan. All right. So we get Ace HQ. They probably want to run HQ, which would force them to trash things. The hedge fund is not necessary turn 1, but is pretty cute. And then I guess they just run R&D here. If they trash this, I'm probably okay with it. They also could click through this. So we could just set this up, which is annoying. Yeah, I like that. Because if this fires, we have a chance of just wiping one of their currents. Yeah, I kind of like that a lot. And then we'll just ice up HQ. I guess we don't have to. We could ice up the remote. Icing up HQ is kind of okay with digital rights management. But icing up R&D actually might be more necessary. The only problem is that the DRM is going to be a problem. And if we draw into agenda, we don't have anything to do with it. So I'm going to go for HQ. We will leave the R&D, unfortunately, open. Worried on HQ? Oh, that's also cute, too. Career for coming down. That's deliberated. So now when they access, they don't have to trash anything. And the minimum trash cost of cards that we have is actually 2 credits with reduced service. Ooh. This is going to go terribly for them. They have to trash 2 of their cards now. Oh, God, that's so gross. They have to trash one of these. They're seeing the top card of R&D. The Warrior Tracer is going to do Trace 4. We have to pay 3 credits for that to go through. And they trash 2 of their installed cards after losing 4 credits to this. And they don't even have money for the Warroid. Oh, wow, we have to pay no money? So now they have to trash 2 of their installed cards. Obviously, they got the Tranquility, which is pretty good. And it's their choice. Obviously, one of them is going to be a directive. And I don't think they want to lose 12 credits on Liberated account. Oh, my God, that's disgusting. Safety first is gone. They have a full 5 cards, but they're not going to get that clickless sweet draw. And they have to decide another card. This is their like win condition largely. This is their multi-axis, which is pretty good on HQ. Forces them to trash cards, which might actually not be ideal. And then of course this is 12 fucking credits. Yeah, Warrior can be savage. I actually like this card a fair bit. And the fact that this showed up in Jateki decks. Oh my god! We don't even need Scape Net. Two directives done turn 1. Oh, it feels so good. And now running this is such a problem. All right, we can drop a bit. We have a bit of breathing space. So I imagine we want... This on R&D is probably good enough. We can put this on the remote. I'm so glad you didn't. I wish I could watch a deck build. Yeah, that's super rude. Yo, what up, Stoppable? Okay, so we can always set up for a jam. The jam for the Fairchild 3. Fairchild 3 is better with the Kawa, but we don't have it. This is on any run on Central server, right? Yeah, not just R&D or HQ. I was confusing it with Turning Wheel. So the thing is, if we get this down, oh, it's only when we res it. So we can always do a double install, which is kind of cute, behind the War Right. And if they click through it, they have to trash one of these and the trace will fire again. So that's kind of cool. If we do this first, it looks like an agenda. We can just put this on R&D. So if we want to res this to get the benefit, we have to do it before they run. So they're running R&D. It's going to show them the top of the deck. Find the truth. So they know what we're drawing into. That's very important. Daily cast coming down. That's pretty good. We have a tech startup. We could put it in the remote, which gets us our Lakshmi. It's a good reason we didn't draw our res or reduced yet. That's pretty good. I think we'll just do hedge fund into the tech startup to Lakshmi. This is actually going pretty well. We don't have a double install here, unfortunately. And they're pretty sure, oh, excuse me, I just hit that this is a tech startup. This is an Eli. We don't really have a reason to res this. Like, they can access this, it's fine. Yo, Mauricio, what's up? That was brutal, wasn't it? Feels good. So they know we have a DRM, so that's a reason why they might want to run HQ. If we res this, they could have considered clicking through it, but I don't know. I think Rob might understand we wouldn't leave one agenda in hand when we could jam for this remote. So we're going to res this. They actually could be on Film Critic. It's a pretty playable restricted card in Adam. So we can get the Lakshmi. Put in server 1. Also now this shuffles R&D, so they don't know the card that was on top of their deck. Ooh, this could trigger Asa too. That's really cute. And it's a ganked. So we could gank them to the Fairchild 3, brain damage, or end the run. That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, we want to draw here. They only get a single axis. We can draw once at least. Restore is pretty good. We can draw again. I think we'll just put this on server 1. Now economy is obviously the issue, and losing that early tranquility sucks. Not that I'm going to complain. Lakshmi didn't rotate. No, it's in Mumbed. Ooh! Stim hacking the whole fucking remote. If we res this Fairchild, we just get less money for the trace, but then the gank is pretty good. So we're going to do this. It looks like we're going to either make them trash one of their install cards, lose 3, or probably just brain damage and end the run. Depends on the order they access here. And if they trash this, it's fine. We'll just restore it. Restore the Trank? Oh yeah, we could have, but I think it's fine to hold it because we're gonna have to restore something else here. And we don't have to res the gank from my understanding. In fact, we have to res none of these. But they can trash everything. So if they hit the gank first, oh my god, they're in a bad spot. They hit the Warrior Tracker. They're tracing it. Okay, so obviously this trace is not worth boosting. Not obviously, they still have to pay 4. Reduced service. They're gonna wipe our whole server out. Lakshmi Smart Fabrics feels bad, man. And the ganked. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Ganked isn't automated. I'll trash it for 3. And I'll do a brain damage. Wanna just run back? Yeah, brain them on a 53. So they hit it last, so we couldn't get the end run, which is unfortunate. If they ran that in a worse order, like they couldn't trash the whole remote. If they hit the gank first, like we would have just ended the run and it would have been so good. They also just took another brain. So they're on like what, 3 hand size. And 5 credits. So from this point, we're still probably okay. Their board state, not amazing. They lost a brain chip. Stim hack is gone. Their money is also gone. We can get this down. They might just click through it, though, again, which is not ideal. I don't mind putting this on archives and just taking a turn to recover. And we could honestly like probably restore the tranquility and go from there. They don't have to trash anything. They hit here. I'm okay. No further access. Yeah, Ganked is so good. They hit FC3 from HQ. They also know the card that's on top of R&D, which is not very protected behind the slot machine. They had drew a Rozeki and a daily cast, so only one of those goes down. Yeah, I think the cast is better than the Rozeki though, right? Our shitty combo is here. Man, maybe we also want to just put up like pop-up windows and like cheap ice. Kind of sad that they lost safety first, now their hand size would be 1. Really hard to use that directive with 1 max hand size. Eventually it gets better, right? So we could just restore here, and we could restore for like the tranquility. And will it fire? Wait, if you restore tranquility, does it fire? Because it's res when you install it? Or is this install and res? I guess those are 2 separate actions. That's a shame. Yeah, we're kind of like blowing a lot of our proverbial load here. Install and res in that order. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're going to do it though. It's a really important card for our deck. And I know we can't res this, but it might look like we can. Okay. Pop-up windows seem good. You can throw them on the board with your acid trigger and you always res them. Exactly. Like, it doesn't seem that bad. And sure, it's not the most, like, best ice, but it's just, like, economy. I just don't know if we have the influence. Hey, Liberated, that's pretty good for them. And they also have a Croter in hand. So we know their hand is Croter and probably something else if we paid more attention. Do we want the money? I think we want the money, so we can draw first. Okay. So, unfortunately, this is going to be a really slow, and now we actually have to res the Eli. I think we'll take the money here. We don't have really an Asa trigger that we want to fire. I don't think. So if they run the remote, this will have 2 counters on it. So basically, once we have 3 counters on it, we can go ahead and pull the DRM. So we basically need 1 more upgrade. This deck might not have enough upgrades. Is clicking for 2 better than installing and resing Lakshmi? I'm not sure I follow. RNG key coming down, Bagalter. Wow. 4 influence. That's a good breaker. So if we get another thing that we can jam, unfortunately we don't, and they're going to put the pressure on HQ for sure. Find the Truth also very good, so the pressure on R&D is kind of up right here. So if we res this, it'll get a counter. We could score Vitruvius in theory, right? No, I guess not. We want to get another resable card. That's not exactly one. Putting us on HQ is fine. This card's also pretty, just like overall pretty good with Lakshmi because it draws you cards, which is good with the Lakshmi ability. We're gonna res the slot machine. It's program, resource, program, fire and broken subroutines. So they lose 3, we gain 3. That's pretty good. And then we want the gatekeeper on there for sure. We could consider icing that up, but we want the DRM to be good. Oh, we should have res the Lakshmi. Oh, I fucked up. We should have pre-res this so it has another counter on it. I guess we didn't know what we were going to see with this, so we didn't know if we could defend it, but we should just pre-res this before we res the slot machine to get a counter, because now that has 2 counters, we can actually DRM a Vitruvius out. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the color of the run arrow changes when it's approach versus encounter. I didn't notice that. They see Lakshmi Smart Fabrics, they're guessing 1 credit. They could trash it, especially now that they got 7 credits they might consider, but the fact that we have another one in here, maybe they don't want it. They just drew a multi-threader. I don't know. I guess we could. Logic Bomb coming down. Okay, cool. So, this card isn't even unique, which is so fun. Okay, so check this shit out. So, we could install, we could digital rights management for an SSL and ice it up with the gatekeeper, or just install another Lakshmi in another remote server. That's good enough, right? Like, that's perfect. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Okay, but now we just don't have enough money to do this. Oh, I fucked up. You can't do it in another remote. Ah, shit. The thing is, if we res this, we can't score it. Like, we're short money. So, we fucked up. I thought we could double install this for some reason. But this, you can't do it with Asa. We could do it for the Vitruvius. This is really awkward. If you res Lakshmi and divert power, you can get 3 counters. The thing is, like, if they run either of these, we get the counters. So we can just put the SSL on the table, I guess. We're probably going to lose it. I think we're just going to click for 2 here. That was definitely a big cock up. We could have done the Vitruvius. If we do. Oh, man. Okay, if we click 2, we do advance. Whatever, we'll just hope that they fuck it up. So if we res this, we can't score it. Now the server goes against our deck title? Yeah, I know. But we didn't draw enough of the upgrade. Crowder coming down. Liberated for 4, 1 click left. That's when they want to run with Logic Bomb. Oh! Oh, we have to res something here. Oh, this is awkward. It's a dirty laundry? Okay, I guess we're just gonna res this. This will probably help us. Yeah, this is probably fine. They could Logic Bomb it. If they Logic Bomb it, we can't secure the SSL. So we're firing the subroutines. So we'll draw 3 cards. Reshuffle up to 3 agendas. So we'll do that, and that. Okay. So unfortunately we can't score this. Now they're running this remote, which they're just going to trash the Lakshmi, which again, we just don't have enough credits to protect the SSL. Hopefully we will. There might be some shenanigans with Divert Power. Divert Power might be clutch in this deck. I don't know. Feels bad. Oh yeah, the arrow does change. That's kind of cool, huh? I wonder if they can trash everything. They probably really want to trash everything. We're not going to use the counters. It doesn't really matter. But it basically don't show that there's agenda in HQ. So what's the chance that we can get enough counters down? Seems wait. Hold the phone? If we install, then we do install credit, we can protect it, right? Yeah, we can. Oh god, this is so clumsy. We're gonna have no money. All right, well, we can actually protect this for 1 more turn. We can't score it, but we can protect it. I wish we just had 1 more credit, obviously. Or like resing the Gatekeeper here would be monstrous. This is so awkward. At least we don't have to res this. So action before Axis. So we'll res, obviously the Lakshmi first. Then we'll res the Tranquility. We'll res the Ganked. We'll use the counter to show this, and then they can't steal it. Okay, cool. It's alive, but we have no money! I guess we could do credit, and then some divert power nonsense. I don't know. Even if you click the 3, there's a chance the Gatekeeper will be enough. Like, this has to be a Logic Bomb. They have a Rozeki. That's not a Logic Bomb. Stimhack. That's not a Logic Bomb. Oh, this can give us the money to score it out. What are they doing? Event hardware. It does. That's huge. They're giving us the money to score the SSL. Why did they do that? And they have a career fair into a brain chip into a cage. This is a fun server. That was just strictly wrong. Yeah, totally. It was a gamble. It looks like they got a Vitruvius though, so their brain chip that's on the top of their deck is going to be good soon. I don't get why you're not resing the Trank Grid for credit value. I'm not sure what you mean, Ditsutsu. Mistakes were made. We can't res it because it's considered the first card. On the turn that it's installed, it's the first card that is installed, so we can't get value. The turn that's installed, it eats its trigger, if that's what you mean. I like how running totally discount slot machine. Calculated risk. All right, okay. So the big issue here is that they know that there is an SSL in hand. Yeah, it's not as good as you think, right? Because you'd think that you can install this and then get the trigger, but technically when you install Tranquility Home Grid into the remote, it becomes the first card installed this turn, and so it doesn't count. We can't res this, so this is just basically to see the top of the deck, so they can figure out whether they want to run through Slot Machine. Brain Chip coming down, so their hand size is now 5, regular. And now we have some plays. This does nothing on R&D, man. This card is so much worse than it used to be. And so the SSL is only good if we get another DRM. So what do we want to do on this turn? It'd be cool if we install something in this remote server, but we can't unless it's an upgrade. Clicking for credit seems okay. The Eli thread is pretty good. This remote, if we click for 3, we'll be at 6, which is good enough. We'll have money for the Slot Machine, which is good. And I actually like the Drafter probably in hand more than anything else. So I'm just going to click for 3 so we can consider contesting other things or protecting other things. Their hand size should be 7. That's a bug. They should adjust it. Well, they took 2 brain damage, though. So I think... 5, 4, 3. No, it's correct, isn't it? I see Drafter look back at Architect and think, oh, yeah, I know. Also, they have a Daily Cast and another Brain Cage and a Gamble. Is it not? Because their hand size should be 5 minus 2 plus 2. No, it seems good. We'll take the money. Okay, this is good. Price sec. The thing is that we could double install on this remote. Honestly, we could probably double install the SSL. I think we do just double install the SSL. Thought the trigger for trashing safety was broken. Yeah, it seems like something that could happen, but yeah. So if we paid more attention to their hand, we would know what they have for this remote server, and we could jam the SSL. The problem is if they steal this SSL, they're on game point, which seems a bit rough. We have 2 more DRMs and 26 cards, which would be pretty sweet. This is a huge turning point for this game. We also could divert power just to get a bunch of this stuff unresed, but it's only good if we have another agenda in hand. So this first click is so important for us because it's either we gem it up. They have a stim hack that we know for sure. I'm just gonna write thinking. And they know also we have the agenda in HQ, which is something they should be definitely prepping for. The things we have to watch out for are not only like an answer and what's it called, logic bomb, but we also have to watch out for what's it called, that double event that lets them install any basically program or hardware from their deck. I think that's all we know. Take your time, I'm assuming. That's very kind. Thanks, Rob. I think we could jam for it. They don't know that we're not playing NGO. We also could install this first and see what we draw on the draw with Tranquility. So we'll draw a card first. Oh, we can't because we did in the wrong order. I'm an idiot. Sorry, trigger. We had to do the agenda first. Missed the trigger. 1 sec. Undo click. So in theory we can't do that because for also the first card you have to install has to be an agenda. Oh, wait. But Lakshmi is in the server. Yeah, that's fine. So I guess we'll draw a card because we committed to that. Here we could restore, honestly, we could restore a reduced service, which isn't terrible. And then we could, yeah, let's do that. That seems fun. And then we can IPO. Oh, we have to res it now, motherfucker. Shit, this is clumsy. We should definitely have 6 credits. Oh, this is so bad. Whatever, they don't know what this is. Restore reduced service resident, divert power? Divert power it? Oh, you beautiful bastards. You're totally right. That's 100% what should have happened. Well, we should have diverted power there. Oh my, it would have been so good. We would have got this Fair Shale 3 up. Are we resing this? I think so. It's pretty likely to be good. Resource event. Yeah, it's going to get us some money back, so it's a free res. Yeah, you're totally right. That's exactly amazing time for divert power because we have so many 0 costers we could have resed. They also drew emergency creativity, logic bomb emergency. It's everything that we were playing against is on top of their fucking deck. They still need 6 credits to even begin to run the remote, and they can't use stim hack credits for that. Liberated for 4. Oh, we got... Oh, we didn't double advance? It's okay. Whatever. Okay, wait, that was terrible. What were we thinking? But we basically had everything for the SSL. But this is why the DRMs are so important in this deck. Like, just finding the agenda. I would honestly even put Fast Track in this deck. It's just not good with 5/3s, so maybe not. Okay. That's our last restore too, so the Lakshmis don't exist anymore. So we actually have to score in the remote until we have a preemptive, which I think is in the deck. If you divert power, yeah, we're going to do that for sure. We do advance, advance. We'll res this. Then we'll divert power. De-res any number of cards. This, this, this. That's good enough. Wait, where's our money? Okay, they can't run this yet, so we don't have to run until they put a breaker. Divert Gatekeeper? Oh, you're right. Hold on. Wait. No. Why? No. That's fine. Why should we? Okay, they have creativity and they're double drawing. Okay, so good. We got the SSL. It's an Angolo. Restricted card. No film critic. Why did we have to de-res this? The thing is, like, we res this for 6. Like, diverting more cards doesn't do anything for us. Obviously, Centrals is now an issue. They have a full breaker suite. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for dropping by, eh? Freedom through equality actually doesn't do anything in the matchup because we're on mostly 3-pointers. Looks like Rob's gonna do that. For Giger means HQ is way safer. For Ngolo, it only changes like 2 credits. It's not that big of a deal. We didn't know they were on Ngolo, but it's a 2 credit savings. Diverting more is good if you have a Lakshmi or money to res DK. But yeah, we also don't have more Lakshmis. Like we're Lakshmi'd out. So here they get to use their RNG key on HQ, so it's not as good. Find the truth, seize the top of R&D. It's important to remember what they did. Thanks for having a look at my deck. Of course, thanks for sending it. Sorry I was a bit negative, but hey, Mushin decks. Or this type of decks, you know. It just kind of is what it is. Alright, so now they have to guess a number with their RNG key. Wait. Oh, I missed it. They guessed 5, they hit the IPO. Oh, looks like there's agenda on top of the deck. We have no shuffle effect. We just basically need a lot of money here. Program, hardware, resource. So it's either lose 3 or they break for 4. So I assume we're going to fire the Unbroken. And I hope they don't get an agenda. Please Vacheron? Okay. Not an agenda. And actually, how does it matter for Brain Chip? Hold on, we could have rezzed there. Oh, you know. I had a res window. Yeah, we're not gonna spend any credits. Yeah, we should have just res this. There's no reason not to. I'll tell you. They installed Logic Bomb really quickly and ran it. No worries, I don't expect people to support the deck. Oh no, people support it. People love that sort of deck. I imagine it's a lot of fun, Jonathan. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so now it costs 6 credits to run this remote. They have the Logic Bomb. There's a prize second here, which we can't afford, and a ganked. The prize tag is actually huge if they run into this deck with Logic Bomb. Like if we had 1 more credit, the threat on the prize tag is so big because they're almost definitely going to end their turn with a tag, and then we can just trash to find the truth. This 1 credit is a huge. Okay, good. So well, they're just gonna, you know, wait this one through, which I don't blame them. So what's the most expensive thing for them to deal with? This is 4 credits. This is probably really cheap, right? Because they have a lot of programs installed, or icebreakers specifically. They have 3, so this is only 3 strength. So it's not very taxing. Have a good night. Hey, thanks, you too. Thanks for dropping by. I think we definitely need to not lose on Centrals. I was like watching your streams. Glad you're enjoying it. We always want to not lose on centrals. Getting this in another remote is okay. If we put it here, it just baits them into the run, which is honestly probably okay. So how far are you from Suffield? I go there every after. I have no idea where that is or what that is, Jonathan. This can draw us a card, which is cute, and ice up the remote. The remote seems like a good start. Server 1. Actually, do we need the money a bit more? I feel like we don't actually use the money that well. In theory, we should be able to draw here before we see what we put on the remote. Well, there goes all our money. I guess that's expensive, so we'll take the money. I think at this point, all your ice is not really worth installing. No, it's not. Until we get maybe a tier. A tier is fine. I guess it eats a logic bomb. This is fine. This Eli is actually relatively taxing. It's 4 credits, like that's how it used to be. And this will put us on 3 credits, which is enough for this remote, or enough for the price deck, arguably more importantly. And this could be easily be like, this is the thread of our deck. Like this could be the last 3-2. But this is actually like a very relevant piece of ice. This is probably one of the more taxing pieces of ice in the deck. Find the truth, sing the top of R&D. That's obviously very important. The variance at this point gets pretty high. A good play is if they don't run HQs, we can DRM a Vacheron in the remote, and then they really have to run it. And then we still have some more time to close the game off. Find the truth, sing the top. They got to guess a number here for the RNG key. They guessed 8. Why 8? 8? What's at 8? Yo, jogging, what's up? Yeah, we have one of those flash screens. How you doing, man? IPO? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. IPO is a very good set, a very good call. Fairchild is, I think, 9? Bon chance. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. What's up? HP in the house. Yeah, we're doing a super server, and it's honestly not been that upsetting. Like, I labeled this on YouTube, for those who don't know. It's called super server and then semicolon and how we lose on central servers. And like, that's largely what's going to happen. And we could probably rectify that with a bit better ice, but this deck is doing what was promised on the tin. They also know what's on top of the R&D. They're considering running this. It costs 4 credits with this reduced service. They don't know what's in this remote at all. A Warrior tracker would also be dirty as fuck in this remote. Yeah, 8 actually makes a lot of sense. Ooh, I don't know if they know what this is. What is this? Hardware resource event. They do have a caddy. That's bad for us. So 3 credits is cheaper than actually breaking it with the Angolo access. Woo! The clock is ticking. That's an issue. Is this the winning Vitruvius? This also saved them 2 credits on the reduced service. Their econ is drying up. The caddy is a bit hard. This is a really fun point in the game where they still have to win. Unfortunately, any agenda we jam, it's kind of rough. I guess we can jam anything. Then we only have 2 turns. Man, this agenda is really fun. If you don't know, Vacheron, by the way, is a French family that's associated with clockmaking. I think they do have a watch company. Vacheron watches? Yeah. Luxury watches. The Vacheron family. So if you didn't know what this was about exactly. This is the clock ticking. What does that Nisei agenda do? Yeah, so when it's scored, instead of, or sorry, not even scored, added to the score area, which means Film Critic doesn't get past this ability, you put 4 counters on there, and it's worth 0 agenda points until all the counters are gone. At the beginning of your turn, you take a counter off. Today I learned something. Yeah, no, there's always a lot of really cool flavor. 0 credits to Mac on the remote server. Let's go. Res Gatekeeper. No, thank you. I would much rather have the price tag, but they actually might have a click left here. Click for cred first. Oh, never mind. Never mind. All right, continue to encounter ice. Fairchild 3.0. What's this actually cost to break? 5? They logic bomb it. Continue to counter ice. Mind you, there's a ganked in here. And a price sec. Oh, yes. Yeah, so good. 3-4, and they might just trash an installed card. If they want to save a credit, they can trash an installed card. This would be so good if we had a War 8 in here. I guess not that good, but it would be okay. Yo, Artopus, what's up? Haven't played this since Nisei took over. Did they make Kuroda and Eli legal? Yeah, but I don't even think they did. I think it came back. I don't know if Nisei did that. But yes, Kuroda has always been legal. Eli 1.0 came back somewhat recently. It's been great, Artopus. If you haven't played in a while, definitely check it out. It's been pretty stellar. We don't have to res any of this stuff. We'll fire the gank. So the order here also really matters because they hit the gank, they just get thrown out. Oh, Prisec? Yes, thank you. Enjoy your tag. I wonder what resource we're going to trash. Still making Prisec and Fairchild Brain for kill? Wait, they're dead? Did we just kill them? Oh my god, I think they're dead. I think they're dead. We'll fire it. Oh my god, they're dead. Oh, Kuroda did rotate. Never mind, ignore that. So this... Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. So this, we can't fire, so we have to do this. So we'll do the brain damage. So basically, once this run is over, they die to the stim hack brain damage. That's a GG. Oh, hold on. Oh, never mind. This is disappointing. Just gonna put that over there. Fuck. 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 Oh, I'll trash it. They have the money to break. Terrence, don't play with my fucking heart. Yo, the pick win, monk ass. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright. They didn't trash this. I guess they have to win the old-fashioned way. In a fucking remote. Wait, can we win? Did they run HQ last turn? I think we can just DRM and win, right? Except I was right. I know. We can still do it. Can't they break the FC3? Yeah, shut up. So they're gonna start the turn with 5 credits. Thinking. So they can actually, like, these subroutines aren't that important. This one is an issue. This one they actually have to deal with, right? The thing is, they run first click, they die to the Prisec. I think we just DRM for the Vitruvius. Wait, did they run HQ? No, they didn't. Oh, they did. And Bessa, what's up? How's it going? If they didn't run HQ, yeah, they did break Eli. We could have just jammed. Okay, we can top deck Vitruvius. Shit. If we had anything to jam in this server, we would be drawing. And it would be good. That's such a shame. Oh, man. Man, fast track. Your Vitruvius is gone? We have 2, because we're running a 54 card deck. Yeah, and Bessa, what's up? Welcome. 4 turns to win? Not even. Well, it depends if they get in the remote. Okay. They're going to start the turn with 6 credits. We have a tier. Okay. Thinking. Logic Bomb, Logic Bomb. They'll start the turn with 6 credits. They have probably another stim hack. We could install the Vacheron Advance. Not particularly good. We could pull out literally anything with this. And we can also install another piece of ice on top of it. Probably don't have the economy to do that. I think we're just gonna do it so we don't lose. Here. Okay, so we need 3 credits. This would actually be pretty swell if we could get it on. Unfortunately, it's 4, 5, 6 credits. To get that, so we need 9 credits. With this, we can do 7 credits, but then we still need scoring money, so that's no good. So we're not going to do anything with Asa unless we draw a card here and it is an upgrade. Yeah, so we are going to put that in. Man, this is where Ash would be good. Results-oriented thinking. Ash would be pretty sweet here. We took the Ash out of the deck, didn't we? And so we're going to need 3, 4, 5, 6. And even if they steal this, there's a chance it's lethal if they... It's very unlikely. All right. I love this. Yo, Patrick, what's up, dude? Credit IPO and jam next turn with money. The problem is that they're going to have money and answers next turn, so we really have to go now. Because if we don't go now, like the Vacherons are probably going to win them the game. What a game, though. I know, like, what a game. This was exciting. We thought we had lethal. We're dumb. We didn't play this perfectly. Like the divert power play on an earlier turn would have been a big deal. But you're seeing these really weird cards work in the deck. Like deferred power is exciting. Reduced service is exciting. This is a fun deck. Oh, wow. What's happening here? This could be a bluff, and they could be calling a bluff. Like, we didn't necessarily put the Vitruvius in the remote. We could be waiting for a Biotic. They might be calling us on that. Because they're spending a bit of money on this. Okay, Angola is through that. Eli is 2 clicks. Probably their whole turn. What are they thinking? We just won? Okay. Ah, hey, she's in. The DRM bluff, eh? Yeah, so the thing with DRM is you don't have to reveal the card you take for the deck. So I think Rob, to some extent, thought that the card we put in the remote. What's in your hand? Oh, man. Man, that early Warrior Tracker was the most beautiful thing. They likely decided they can't get in. Yeah, I think they didn't think they could. The thing is, they could. Gamble, Caddy, Emergent, Chip. Okay, cool. Oh, I didn't mean to do undo click. I meant to do this. Man, I want more Warroids in this. Hey, that was a fun game. I really want more Warriors. And like, yeah, if they had like, if this was the sort of deck that played a Stargate or something else that would pressure R&D, they could have probably ripped through us. Oh God, that yeah, needs more tracker. Yeah, right. I forget what is actually the balance that we put in this deck between trackers and ashes. No ashes. That's a bit of a bummer. Our economy does admittedly suck, but it would be cool. To keep liberated, voter neutralize? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Hey, cheers. Yeah, maybe the early game, just losing the liberated, losing 12 was good. Because, like, the other cards do represent more potent win conditions. And 12 credits is a lot of money, but admittedly just 12 credits. Sounds rough, but, you know. It's a choice, at least. All right. If you're just tuning in, how's it going? There's actually a lot of names in chat that I don't recognize. So if you're just dropping by for the first time, maybe it's the first time that you're actually trying to say stuff in chat. Yo, what up? Welcome. My name is Andre. Been doing this Netrunner thing for a while now. We built this deck list on stream a while ago. We started a bit earlier today. Normally we start a bit later, and it seems pretty okay for now. Ash Def won't work here. Adam runs poor, and it wasn't even very good against him. Doesn't that mean it would work if Adam runs poor? Drew Warrior seems solid though. Yeah, Warrior does seem really cool. I don't know what slot to put into it. Maybe we just don't give up on IPOs. No, that seems bad. I don't know. We'll try another one. But point being is, if you're new to the game or new to this channel, it's very easy. I think it's easier on Twitch than YouTube. Just to make an account, just like ask questions or say hi and meet people and stuff. Hi there. I own Netrunner, but never had anyone to play with, so I'm watching you. Wishful dreams. First time watcher. Fuck yeah. Welcome, Saber. If you don't know what's going on with Netrunner, Nisei is a place to go. It's a community-run organization. They've so far ran a world championship. They have printed 130 cards or some number. It's been fantastic. It's a really good place to start. Check out subreddits. There's a Facebook group, but you can play on Jinteki.net for free with everything if you like. I suppose I can get back into this since they made some of the old cards legal that I have alt arts of. You have an alt art Corroder, right? Anyone know of any place near Raleigh where people still play? Raleigh, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm not American. I don't know. Yeah, that's the Corroder alt art is really, really nice. He says a good taste of name. North Carolina. Is anybody in chat from North Carolina? If not, Atropos, what I can say is make a shout out here. And if anybody watches a VOD, maybe you can put a comment in the YouTube video and then we can get back to you next week. Or if you just check the YouTube. I'm American and I don't know. It feels weird, man. Yeah, America's big. Not as big as Canada, but no excuses there. But it's big. Good to know. Except for all tournaments, proxies are now legal. Yeah, that's actually super important. I'm North Carolina, hashtag Canadian. It's actually really important to know is for those players who are trying to get into Netrunner now, because cards like official cards don't exist in stores anymore, and you can still buy cards from Nisei. They'll print nice cards for you through other printing services. Proxies are fully legal. You can go online. There's websites to do it, like Proxy Nexus, if you Google that, and you can print cards and decks and bring those to tournament. And as long, I don't even know what the rules are, but like if you just put them in opaque sleeves on top of like free Magic cards, you can play. Like, it's so easy. Parallel posted the link. Thank you, proxynexus.net. Oh, good. Was never able to get the last deluxe expansion. That one was really hard to get. Opening hand, Lakshmi, Rashida, Ice for HQ. That's Porous against 419. Close might know what we built. Thanks, you too. Congrats also. Close is getting married this weekend. Wish him the best. How could it worse than this? I don't know if I said hi, Baza, did I? Get on Slack, NC. Yeah, yo, check it out. Jogging's poking. There's a Slack. It's a StimHack Slack. If you go to stimhack.slack.com, you can sign up. Maybe even, you just put a name in it. And there's a lot of people from playing Netrunner. You have no problem finding something from Raleigh. Does anyone else notice the Nisei logo is very similar to the Monarch logo in Godzilla? I actually haven't seen Godzilla. I don't know. Saber, where are you in Ontario? There's a lot of people playing in Ontario. Torsog Grid. I'm originally from Ontario too. I've played a fair bit in Ontario. Fair bit isn't accurate. All right, so do we want to pay a credit to stop the expos? Probably. Criminal doesn't have a really good answer to Lakshmi. They don't have Film Critic or like Imp. Destruction is actually powerful. Don't get siphoned is important, but the Eli is a bit porous. No. It's a Rashida. Go get it. And admittedly, we can res both of these. Kingston. Would Netrunner be busted if adopted MTG's London Mulligan? I don't know what that is. I don't think there's a meta in Kingston, but I could be wrong. I know there's people playing in Ottawa, which is like an hour and a half away. There's a lot of people. Oh, without Amaku is going to be an issue. And there's a lot of people in Toronto, Mississauga. Kingston, I don't honestly know. But there's universities there, so there's probably some cool people caring about cool stuff. That region seems a lot bigger in the States and Canada than it does here in the UK. They used to be always the opposite. Ooh, Rizeki. For a long time. Okay, so if they face planted to a Hagen, we'll be happy. Oh, that'd be so good if they face planted to this Hagen. So I don't think we're gonna get our ability. Unfortunately, this like Eli's not gonna last too much longer. And now it's really important to actually pay the credit just so that we don't give them tokens for Amakua, which gets tokens on Expose. Putting this on HQ actually might be more valuable because it would make it less porous, and HQ pressure is pretty strong after you draw with Rashida, but I don't want R&D to be open so it's easy and more like tempo positive for them to get Amakua tokens. So I'm going to put this here. Hagen will trash Amakua if they face check into it without a breaker, just because it does trash non-decoded fractors or killers, and Amakua has no type besides AI. Oh, Virus too. Join Slack says hi. There are NC. Okay. 2 tokens. London Mulligan, instead of drawing new hand -1, you draw 7 every time. Oh, and then you do 1 fewer. Yeah, it's hard to evaluate if that would be good or not. HB card pitch. Upgrade that stops you from trashing cards and servers with credits, but lets you trash with clicks instead. Would be broken. It basically makes any server with Mason Bellamy untrashable. I think that would be broken. Unless it's like an additional cost. Like, as additional cost to trash card in the server, pay a click. That would actually be really good. It would also probably be just like straight up broken in Satyr. Broken's probably not right. It would be very powerful in Satyr because it just means you can't trash anything. It just comes back. So you gotta watch out for that. Oh, we can actually score that. But then it puts the pressure on HQ. Is that good? Bring back Strongbox. Strongbox would actually be very potent. I'm surprised it wasn't. I think Mason Bellamy with border control is absurd. I don't know why not more people are doing that with Jinja. It's just kind of really strong. When in Rome, I really wish these were backwards. All right, we can protect this. It's terrible, but we can. I guess I was already in Netrunner Slack from a while back. Hell yeah. Anyone in Portland, Oregon? Also newish to the game and would love to find a group to play with. I have no doubt there's people playing in Portland. There's a lot of people in... Wait, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, that's... Yeah. There's a lot of people playing in the Northwest. Oh, shit. I did the wrong order. Okay, so they can't steal it. But they can bounce off of it and get Amaku counters, which sucks. Falsified. No, stop. Let's stop, please. I'll res. We can't res on agenda. You can find the Netrunner Dorks Facebook group and reach out there. Portland, you want Kyle and James. Nice. I was kidding. Yeah, a lot of times against 419, you actually kind of want to res some of your stuff aggressively. Paragon coming down, and they are... that's not going to do anything. Like, it's not going to fire Paragon. It's just going to get them an Amakua counter. Just because they've already made a successful run. Now we're going to get hammered. Yeah. Yeah, this is on the first run you made a turn. It doesn't matter. It's not first since you install Paragon. Okay. So I guess we have to score this, which again is really unfortunate because our centrals are basically wide open. There's no ice that we're really threatening that has more than 5 strength. And I don't think we can afford to res the Hagen until the face check matters. At that point, all we do is basically ice. If we res this, we'll have no money. No, we'll just eat this. If we don't eat this, then we actually do protect this price hike. This is obviously terrible, but the Amakua pressure is real. And we honestly don't have things that we can like... Normally you keep assets around so that you can like... res them to duck this diversion of funds, but almost all our cards and remotes cost 0. Class act, that's pretty good for them. So purging here would be pretty sweet. I don't know why they're not running HQ anymore. Like, we just showed them that we had a Vitruvius in HQ and we're down on 3 credits. I think they should just slam HQ. It seemed way better than R&D there. There's another dude, cool dude. He is Portland. All right, so class act gonna draw a fair bit. And again, they definitely want to be running pretty consistently because Paragon fires, because this all fires, and this run-based economy is very strong, and we need to make sure that it stays a bit in check, which is hard. So basically, we want to ice everything up. Unfortunately, if we just like install this and click for credits, it's kind of bad for us because they can just siphon us, and then we have to res the Eli. This we won't pay to prevent because we're gonna purge next turn anyways, and I don't think they're really scared of running archives into drafter if they need to. So now, yeah, you see? So at least we'll res here. I don't know if they want to take 2 credits from us. They might actually. But I think the access is really valuable when they know that there's a Vitruvius in their hand. We showed it to them. Auto pass priority? I don't know what that is. I just hit that button. That's new. 419 needs crowdfunding back? I don't think so. Crowdfunding is a bit absurd. I really like that card. I just do think it's a bit... It won't let me, it won't. I can't click. It won't let me click. Action before access? Uh-oh, that last button we hit broke it. Uh-oh. We pushed a bad button. Yeah, we did. Auto pass means you don't intend to res anything. React during the run. Okay, cool. But it also means, can you rerun? I hit the auto pass button and it seems a bit stuck. Timmer, what's up? Undo click and go again? Yeah, I think that's our plan. Siphon me one more time so I can feel that again. I'm not gonna hit that button. I'm not saying that button is broken. But it works when we don't hit it. Paragon gets a credit. Amakua doesn't get a counter unless they opt for the axis. So hey, go down to 0 credits. Cool, thank you. At least that's a second diversion. They don't criminals don't really recur this card like they used to. Why are they not running HQ? This also got a counter on it, which mining accident. We have an agenda in here. We showed it to you. Okay. Interestingly enough, divert power, credit, divert power is mediocre. I don't want to purge until we can like threaten to res at least one of these. And I think next turn we just basically hedge fund. So we do credit here. Wow, the divert power is actually fascinating. Because we can de-res this at least, and it gives us another Amakua counter. It's good if we end up getting a DRM out of here. Wow, what a cool card. I don't know what the worst card in our hand is. But they are rolling on us. Especially now HQ costs 1 credit to run. If we purge, we don't get money, so we can't res our stuff. So purging here is definitely wrong. So I think we'd probably just throw out the IPO, which feels terrible. I think the divert power is probably just a bit worse. I know there's cool plays with it, but I just don't think I see them right now. And that's probably an issue. Because what can we do? We could de-res both of this, which is really strong. It gives us enough counters. Actually, probably the IPO is worse than the divert power. I feel like it's easier for us to get value out of the divert power than the IPO. Especially because of the corporate grant. Yeah, I think we fucked up. We really need this to fire. It'd be nice if they discard another Hagen. Another turtle. Oh, that's actually a really big deal. Nice. Okay. So we could purge here. I don't think we need to. At least now we could do like hedge fund into IPO, which would solve our economy problems. Unfortunately, it would put a lot of agendas into hand. So I'm going to draw once just so that when we do this, our hand is not like mostly agendas. Now it's technically less than half agendas. Otherwise, it would have been perfectly half agendas if we didn't draw. Yeah, that SSL actually was really well timed. If we drew it, though, we could have just jammed it with this. I don't know if we have enough counters. Yeah, the deferred power would have been definitely a lot better there. That's a shame. Next turn we have to purge, though, which means we're throwing out a card. This seems like a good turn to go trash this. I don't know why they're not. Like, this is probably how they lose. Getting the Paragon every turn, super important. That's a credit. We have a lot of trash wills too, so they could consider digging pretty deep. So there you go, that's a Lakshmi down. And I like this fact that this card isn't unique. Counter, this also uses their bad publicity, so a lot of things here they can trash for like 1 credit. Oh, okay, well, we probably just lose. We might have wanted to respect them a bit more and not rush on an agenda. Yeah, we'll take the money. Restore has some value, but it's probably one of the worst cards in our hand. Actually, this Tranquility Grid is probably a bit worse. This card's actually pretty rough, right? Because the Amakua gets through it like pretty easily after. I'm actually gonna get rid of this. It's good when we rush on the remote or something. I just feel like we might get a bit more value with the restore because they're not trashing her Lakshmi. Vacheron, counting up. Now if they face check into the Hagen, it's super good. Also, the problem now is if we digital rights manage the other SSL, we have an SSL in hand. Okay, they didn't do anything. That's good. Now they're looking for answers. Oh my god. Shit. Okay. What do we do here? So we could restore a Lakshmi. No. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay, cool thing is next turn we can basically do anything with the Lakshmi. Problem is after that, it's going to be a bit rough. They still know there's a Vitruvius in here. I don't know why they never run HQ the whole time. So what do we have access to restore to? Another Lakshmi is definitely kind of cool. Rashida is okay. We can draw it once. That's awkward. Poggers. I feel like a new Magic player watching someone play Legacy format. It's super exciting. The game has a really cool set of cards right now. I don't know if they want to double click through the Eli, but next turn we're basically set up to go. At least we can score an SSL out. It feels unwise. Can't protect the server and they have Turtle. Oh, you're totally right. And we can't actually trash any of these. This is terrible for Turtle. Oh yeah, we fucked it up really bad, didn't we? I got too caught up into trying to win the game that I didn't realize building another server without ice is a huge mistake. Especially because they're going to draw a dirty laundry here, right? Oh, no, that's acceptable. That's fine. Oh, that's actually really fine for us. Like, this is... They don't get a turtle counter. Like, we lose 5 credits, whatever. Restore Gatekeeper? We could. The problem is that with Gatekeeper, when you restore it, you have to res it. So it's going to be immediately 0 strength. And they see what it is. So Amakua just eats it. It's probably a really bad play. Well, here we go. Do we build another server? This is our super server deck where we build more servers. I don't know why you res that. That was a mistake. I thought we were going to install over this, but then I realized having a Lakshmi is probably like a good thing to do. This is dumb. Biotic in this deck would be sweet. We do have 2 Vitruviuses. Putting 1 in the deck is probably fine. It does also give us a bit more flexibility with some of the more creative plays, where we can like restore something and then install advance if we biotic it out. Not amazing, but like not also the worst. Bottom one. Under. All right, so we could pre-res the Prisec, which I think we will. They know this is an upgrade, so we could just pre-res this, I guess. Because they have to falsify the other card. So they know it's an agenda, so they got more money. They got an Amakua counter. They could run it. And I think we'll use the counters off the Lakshmi that is not iced. But hey, the agendas in our hand are going to lose us the game. That's a huge liability. Has Borrowed Personal Evolution. Like now we're showing that there's agendas in hand and we have way more agendas in hand than normal. Like we have a very small agenda density. Spec order coming down. This is going to get, what, a decoder? That's a Croter. Fuck, our Hagen plan. They're running HQ. Oh shit. This is going to be rough. So we could choose to show all our agendas, which is actually pretty silly. This is going to cost them 3 credits, but they get 1 back. And they get a lot more back. So action before access. Okay, so we have to show them this, right? Which one do we not want them to steal? This one. Well, literally any of them besides the Vacheron. And they should know we have the other one in hand. Right? Hopefully we like just somehow rip the other one off the top of the deck and we can still win. I mean, if they steal anything, they win off the next turn. Not if they steal Vacheron. Oh, they hit DRM. Fuck, they know we have that. Damn it, we wasted all those counters. Beans. Ooh, that's good. Hey, we're on game point. Fuck off, Corporate Grant. And the most important thing is they don't run HQ. We could DRM for Vitruvius and maybe win the game. But most importantly, this is such a problem in hand that we can't protect it anymore. Yeah, criminal pressure is hard. I think we did go way too early to build our stuff. Where we should, like against criminal, a lot of times, especially if they're on Kua that early, it's just ice up everything and hold back. And we did not do that. We pushed early, put a Lakshmi in the remote. I think that was a huge mistake. That being said, like this has been pretty rough in terms of the amount of agendas we have in our hand. We don't have any filtering to that, which we probably would want. Okay. We're not gonna res that. Wait, what's up? Okay. Other Vitruvius already scored? Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're totally right. What was I thinking? Yeah, okay, so there's no way to get that Vitruvius on the table. We basically have to draw the other Vacheron or other SSL. Sorry, only other Vacheron. We could do this. Oh, it's Miss Bones! Oh, it's going to get a lot harder in here. Miss Bones. She's good, huh? So they know we have this. We might as well protect it for a turn. Why does that never work? No further accidents. Do we fire this? Yeah, fuck it. I don't know how good our money is. Ha, we got a chief. We got a Caldera chief. That's pretty good. They have to remove the tag, maybe. Which means it's harder for them to trash this Lakshmi. A divert power here would actually be pretty sweet. Man. Lakshmi is really bad with 5/3s. Because the cool thing with Lakshmi with 3/2s or 4/2s, if you were like to take another tackle of this deck, is that it's very easy for you to install a bunch of things on the table. So instead of going install advance, well, we could get a double install with Asa. We just can't. They know there's these agendas in hand. Why aren't they running HQ? We showed them this. They trashed the price tag. Okay. All right. So we could install a tech startup. We could install the winning agenda or the losing agenda into this remote and install this into another server. And we could get one counter on here. The problem is we have to do advance. It's just not enough. Shit. If this was iced, it would be a bit better because then we could get 3 counters on it. So we could always install this and then install the ice. But then we need money to score, and I guess we have money to score. We need to do install advance. So then this would have 1 counter on it, which is not enough. Money. I mean, because fast advance is pretty good with Lakshmi. Yeah, fast advance is not bad with Lakshmi. Especially if you're running some of the like those recursion assets that do this. Man, this deck needs a Scorch. Scorch doesn't exist anymore, but I see what you mean. And we don't have the money to trash any of this stuff. Holy shit. Hold the fucking phone. My friends. This is the solution we all wanted. No! If we had a third Vitruvius, we could do it. Oh man, there's probably some things we can do with the Agenda Suite here. Because here we could like install this. And then, sorry, we could just like digital rights management. Imagine we had a third Vitruvius. You just DRM. This is how good divert power is. You DRM the Vitruvius and then just divert power and you lose on essentials. But it's fine because we protect 2 Vitruviuses. Oh, this is cool. I want to get the card draw first. Oh, that's an acid. I'm a stupid man. Wait. You saw nothing. That's pretty embarrassing. What? Do we pay credit to protect this? Yeah, probably. We need them to run this to get the counters. And then we just need to hold on. You gotta hold on to what you got. Doesn't even matter if it's, I don't know the words to that song. Can't res both of these. They are a bit rubbish. So Prize Deck is good against Amakua, right? Because they can't... Look, I don't know what you're doing. I don't think we can dig out of this. We have 8 points of agendas in hand. They know 5 of them are there. But they have been like ignoring HQ for some reason. Worst case, that's an FC3. Can't res it. They don't know that. So I need to run now. We still can't res it. FC3 is 6 credits. They're running it. All right, very good. I'm just going to res this drafter. Or the next drafter, I guess. Just to get counters on the Lakshmi and hopefully they forget about it. All right, so they break this for basically free. And I'm gonna res this just so that we get a Lakshmi counter. They trash it for free with bones. Okay, so we need them to just forget about Lakshmi Smart Fabrics, which would be ideal. Never mind. Okay, so we no longer have a win condition. Unless we top deck or restore. Oh, we might want to concede this one. I don't know how to get out of this. Their economy is too good. We also never built the super server. Like reduced service, all that other stuff would have been good. Warroid would have been pretty good in the early game. Just because they didn't have a lot of stuff to trash. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Pop-ups would be nice here. Yeah, pop-ups would be pretty good. I don't know what we spent all our influence on. I think we spent 6 on reduced service. The ganks have been really good. The DRMs are really important. Slot machines could be pop-up windows, but like our central server ice needs a bit more support. So I don't know if we can do it. Maybe we can do fewer reduced service, but reduced service actually seems pretty cool, huh? It's another good way to make sure that we lose on centrals because we force them that way, which is, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy and all that. We feel smart because we like called it, even though it's our own failure. Okay, now we lose. Come on. Yes. Hey, good game. I don't understand what divert power is doing here. We'll talk about that in a second. I think it's doing a lot. We were just a bit short. I needed to slow down there at the beginning to stop the turtle rolling. Also, that Vitruvius was in hand in turn 1. Why did she not go for it? More honorable to lose on centrals and have your defensive service broken into. I know. Turtle got out of control for real. Review on RD. But too little, too late. Yeah, even just like an AI hate is obviously pretty good. IP block is a cheap influence offshore. We have, I think it might be not good enough, but we definitely have access to Turing, which is better on remotes. But Haken generally works too. I don't know, it's cooking past for my fiance. All right. It's all good. All good. Thanks for the games. For the game, eh? Have fun this weekend. Cheers. All right. I think I said this on top of the stream. I just want to say real quick, we have a GNK next week. We'll talk about this more next week on the 29th. You can find out details if you're on Facebook at Montreal Netrunner. But we started streaming early today. I got to wake up really early because we have a shoot that starts at 8 in the morning. So I don't wake up that early. So I'm going to call it for a night for today. We'll be back next week. For everyone playing some organized Netrunner, have fun. Everyone who's hanging out in chat, a lot of new names. Always super excited to see that. More people coming into this game or just even to hang out is really cool. Thanks for stream, Andre. Got to run to lunch before work. Peace all. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Kinchin. I think there's something with this deck. Definitely needs to be optimized. Maybe the agenda suite isn't perfect, but also card slots are really difficult, right? But we'll be back next week. Thanks to everyone we played games against. Thanks to everyone hanging out. Everybody watching the VOD. Yo, what up? How's it been? Hopefully you're having a good week. And we'll be back in a week. Great stream. Have a good one. Thanks, Parallel. Jeremy, good night. Always happy to watch, Billy. Thanks, Jeremy. Austin. good night as well. We'll be back in a week. Enjoy yourselves. I don't know if there's any Netrunner news right now. I think that was all we had to say. First time catching live. Hey, Sean, what's up? Welcome. Fortunately, that's all for tonight. I got to hit the head, but hopefully hit the hay. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Gmail, check it. Yo, I did. I responded right before the stream. I did, actually. I figured it out. I know I said I would. Optical Delusion, if you want to play. Yeah, cool. Hey, I hope to run into you on JNet. If not, you know when I'm playing Thursday nights. Have a good night, all. Good night, Fight Watch. Hey, thanks. Take care, y'all.